met and then kind of all went on to meet him again later when you met back at Galadriel's for like the War Council meeting. You guys kind of went over the maps as well as they know it now, especially now that Galadriel's getting caught up to speed. And kind of from there, you were kind of given the two ideas of what their best ideas of what to close the doors would be. And that would be to collect one of the Silmarils to help augment the three Elven Rings of Power. You guys kind of geared towards the Numenor one, which is the Silmaril of the Sea that Gandalf went to go find. You were then kind of deciding what to do in terms of how to get there, I believe. So it seems like we've settled on a boat. Galadriel has offered herself available for teleportation anywhere in the world she's been. So you guys could very well, if you want to hire a crew with the boat, you could do that. But that's completely up to you guys how you want to really go about this. If you have a crew, you're taking stuff away from war efforts, you're taking away the boat from a war effort. So, like there are things that will go in the background of this as well, but it's your guys' choice. And so we'll like zoom back into kind of the war meeting here. There's probably outside of you guys, in which I'm going to just call you guys the Fantastic Fellowship until you come up with a name for yourselves.
Critical failures.
So, the Fantastic Fellowship's here. There's, 6 of you guys all around this room. You see Anarion, the Ring Wraith, kind of bombing in a corner, just watching things happen. You do see him perk up whenever Numenor is mentioned. Galadriel's there, Elrond's there, Thranduil's there, hating all of you except for Eldar and Serdor.
The Reclaimers of the Rings.
There are quite a few dwarves there as well. Maybe about 3 or 4. There are quite a few humans as well. I put that probably about half a dozen. And then, a smattering of elves all in like very general regalia.
So, about those rings.
Is that what you asked?
Yeah. I want to pick up our rings.
He goes, I'm sorry. It's been a busy day with getting Galadriel up to speed, but we will get to them tonight, I promise you.
Okay.
As like food is available, you're all kind of munching.
Have I made my way back from the temple or did I die somewhere?
I'd say, yeah, Kustig would have met back up and, been directed maybe by like Samwise or something or Frodo to where people were meeting. If anything, I would say, your group's starting to get a little bit more noticed as the days gone on with Galadriel and news spreading of your exploits. So, like if you felt lost or something, a guard would stand more at attention and, you'd be able to ask directions if you want to get to the group.
No. I'm proficient in being able to know where I'm at, but it's just more about the exhaustion bit. Am I up to 1 now? Just 1 level after that?
You're still at 2 right now until you take a long rest, in which the evening is happening, so you get the feeling that that'll happen soon.
Okay, because I'm gonna go. I would feel comfortable enough to go right up to the war planning table in that, because again, I know that there's stuff going on at sea, and I know my ass from my elbow.
I would say Kustig's pretty well known throughout Umbar, right? Like as not a pirate per se, but as a ship captain.
So again, it's almost like it's a free city. It's there's nobody that runs the joint, but I'm really good at what I do, so I have the reputation of being someone that people would listen to.
Cool. Awesome. I'll leave this up to you then. Do you think any one of these rather like generals of men would recognize him?
It's possible. It's for sure. I don't it depends on how
he's like a Sir Davos.
Yeah, let's do a roll check. Let's do a luck check.
A noble class or something, maybe not. But if these are like people who
I'd say you recognize one of them.
Been around, they would know. They might know me. Maybe they haven't met me, but they might know me.
You recognize one of them specifically.
Okay.
He seems to notice you, and he recognizes you as well. Gives you a curt nod, but doesn't approach or anything like that. He sees you, with the rest of the group per se. As then the war council's going on as well. They're discussing troop movements, what best to reinforce, what best to supplement with the arms they have available.
What do I recognize about this person?
This is a Gondorian. He is Imrahil the Fourth. He's wearing a winged helmet under, or no, he's not wearing it. He has it under his shoulder. Or under his shoulder there. This is the leader of Dol Amroth. It's one of the most western coast cities in Gondor. So this is probably how you would have known him, because he rules over that city state for the king, but he is very much in charge of a lot of trade.
Okay.
So that's probably how you would know him, and he'd recognize you through that. Like maybe through a couple contracts you might have done.
Did someone float? This is sort of off table now. Did someone float the idea of having a crew float out and us teleport there?
I did float that idea.
Because
above table.
I'm not gonna lie. Seeing this dude, like, we'll go over that, because seeing this dude makes that an actual possibility to me. If this is someone who's on the coast and he's here, that means he's going to be in the ship. I guarantee we'd be able to recruit him. So, all right, back to it. So I'll just say that that's actually going through my mind now. As I see him, it's like, okay, this is an idea.
Sure. Cool. Awesome. Does anyone else want to do anything around this war table? I know Osiris probably, depending on, again, Andy, it's up to you. I'll leave it. Would Osiris, you think, recognize, again, these would be very prominent dwarves, but they probably wouldn't be from as far as Erebor. So these dwarves would probably be most likely from the Blue Mountains, maybe one from like the Glittering Hills north of Gondor there. But it's up to you if you think any of them might notice him or see him.
But at the end of the day, they're still Durin's folk. So
correct.
I'm going to pull on those tails. Cool. And I would probably engage in conversation. Now, before I make any decisions, as far as this map goes, walk me through it, because I've forgotten what all this means, all the color.
No problem. So the red ones, everything in red is specifically held by the enemy right now. Everything in blue is specifically held by either men, elves. Everything in gray is held by the dwarves because they're still kind of so secluded around everything right now. Everything like that is red pointing in. Those are excursions. So like there's been an excursion from Rahun over into Erebor. They've attacked Erebor. They like the elves know this has happened. And likewise, like everything else, those are troop movements, so you can like it kind of gives an idea of where they're shoring up battle lines, where they might be sending more troops. And so like here you can see then they did send an expedition to go after Legolas, Gimli, and Glorfindel, even though that is very much in blue-held territory. So that's kind of the basis of it. I will switch these things up as days progress as well and show you guys. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. And hopefully they'll start looking a little prettier.
No, it gets the point across.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, knowing that they attacked Erebor, I would probably have some sort of plea to, have some sort of regiment or something like that to have these dwarves at the table sent to reinforce, the stronghold of Erebor. Knowing that these things are going on and I can't currently be there in the place of them. So basically in my stead, to let my people know that I'm still thinking of them, because I also have sent my private letters to my family.
Yes, and that is something we'll address tomorrow as well. We'll roll for it.
Yep, and very publicly, I would probably announce my support of Erebor, wishing that, those that are currently safe, if they could spare any troops to send to help reinforce Erebor.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check with advantage here. I'm going to set this DC at a 22. And I want to see if I'm going to put it at 22 to get people for them to go, we're sending people now.
How's a 25?
25 is it. Elrond and Galadriel specifically, nod as, whether or not alongside your dwarves, you kind of start to discuss how they're faring in Middle-earth. And especially, you do see Moria's doing well. The Blue Mountains, they seem to be doing well. But Erebor, your homeland, that's very, very much something that Sauron hates, right? So he's looking at this, and Thranduil steps up and vehemently speaks against you. He says, the dwarves of Erebor shut their gates to us time and time again. There's absolutely no reason we should risk the lives of elves and men to try and keep this mountain. They should evacuate south.
And my kin are the only reason he gave his life for the armies of the darkness to hold back from your people.
And let me speak as a man. This right here, this is someone I'll follow.
And Thranduil kind of looks between. He's reading the room. He sees what's happening here. He kind of steps back a little bit. Galadriel, peace, Thranduil. We will reclaim the Evergreen Wood once we can. And you can tell, from looking at the map, then you see Mirkwood is very much covered. His not ancestral homeland, but his former homeland is obviously still near and dear to his heart. But Galadriel and Elrond both start making some scribbles on the notes, on the maps here, and you see they basically conscript about 1,200 spearmen from Rohan to make the trek up north towards Erebor to help reinforce it, so then they can seal up the mountain again and then decide on fortification. So this is like a quick harrying force to help bring back any troops down to the level they can to allow Erebor to rebuild their defenses.
And
Does that sound all right, Osiris?
Until I can take my place amongst my people, it'll have to be.
Then I look at you and give you the little Jeremiah Johnson nod.
And yeah, you just see Elrond and Galadriel kind of continue poring over the notes a little bit. They look and they go, it would be nice if we could show up either from Moria or Erebor. We know the dwarves have helped reclaim much of Moria, especially the eastern side. But I fear if we were to truly bring help to Erebor, we would have to close off the pass through the mountains of Moria. So then we wouldn't be fighting at our back. And he'll leave that kind of as an option for you to consider, because he knows who you are pretty much among the dwarves. He knows your opinion holds great sway, but he leaves that idea in your mind as they then continue discussing more fortifications, more, especially in Gondor, they're worried about incursions from the south. And so they would kind of look between if there's anything else anyone has recommendations or desires on in that regard. Otherwise, they're kind of going to just look expectantly towards you guys on what path you would like to take moving forward.
I know many of you are set on Numenor, but that salient between Rohan and the coast is quite concerning. It gives them coastal access, which allows them to move troops, allows them to move goods very, very quickly via ship. If we could close up that land gap in between, I think would be the most prudent thing.
Now, my question...
I'll captain any ship anybody would like. I'm just giving my military opinion.
My question, above table before I chime in with Osiris, what was that Numenor again? I completely forgot.
One of the Silmarils.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, the Star Island that sank originally, and now it's risen back up along with Beleriand. And yeah, at the top of that temple, or at the top of that star, is a temple where they had the Sea of the Silmaril was located before it sank. So Gandalf's going there to retrieve that because he believes they're important. One of them are important to at least help bind the doors of night closed in a more perfect seal.
Okay.
And then Legolas and Gimli are in the middle, are in the interior, right?
Correct. Yeah, they're up here in Gondolin. Mm-hmm. And at this point, Elrond will speak up with Círdan, who he's also there, and Eldar would know this, and Serdor might. Círdan's an old elf. He's older than Elrond is. He's right on Galadriel's age. He would chime in when you were speaking Hustig and say, so far, we do worry about the coasts. They don't seem to have too much of a navy or anything in that nature. It's just they're able to move quickly, and they're able to do so under the sunlight, which is the problem we're having. The speed and number of orcs.
Sometimes it's easier to move them that way because it's just men on little boats. It doesn't have to be a big galley.
Yes, and we're not sure if perhaps the enemy has found some type of way of movement, the way possibly Lady Galadriel has as well. It's a newer magic, but we don't think they're moving troops that way. But as of right now, the only thing we're worried on the coast is anything that the sea may have in store for us. And Sauron has much magic about him, and if he is possibly coming back and Morgoth stepping through the doors of night, then who knows what will come with them.
Your opinion then. Where are we most needed?
Círdan, he'll think for a moment. We know Gondor has boats. If there's anything you wish to do in the east, that might be a good quick detour, because they'll have boats for you as well. Of course, we do it here in Valinor, and it might be a bit shorter of a trip, but I could not say how long Numenor will take you to traverse. It's a large island, and who knows what you may find there.
Here, real quick, what was that dude's name that I saw?
For which one? I'm sorry.
The guy that I saw that I know. What was his name again? Because this is where I'm going to bring this up.
Okay. Yeah, Imrahil, yes.
Okay. I saw Lord Imrahil.
And yeah, you'll see, one of the contingent that you assume is a little bit maybe a higher standard than Imrahil. Imrahil look towards Galadriel, and the superior general, like you'd imagine the 4-star general, he nods, and we can spare Lord Imrahil.
Well, as I was just saying, my idea would be that if necessary, have Lord Imrahil with a contingent of sailors and soldiers aboard a ship, and then either way we decide to proceed, have them at the ready in case we need them, and have them go from there, whether it be to meet us at Numenor as an escape, and in the meantime they can patrol the coast.
Well, and that's an option as well. We can of course order increased ships from Gondor to patrol the coast as well. We only have maybe a dozen ships here in Valinor. We don't usually collect them once they arrive, but they are strong ships, and we
It
can.
would just be the one, and it's if we go to Numenor. I cannot stress this enough. Whether we have teleportation there or not, getting out. I would be much more comfortable having a ship just in case Gandalf or whomever it is that gets us there is incapacitated and we're stranded. That's why I was talking about Lord Imrahil. Is either way, having him at our disposal, at least to get us out of Numenor, that would be necessary.
Sure, definitely, yeah, and yeah, if that's what you want to do, if you want to.
I was saying that to your character. Sorry if it sounded like above table because I don't change my.
No, it's all good. And yeah, okay, so yeah, Círdan will kind of, we absolutely can have maybe 3 ships. Sail towards Numenor and meet you there. And speaking of Numenor, you guys do see Anarion step forward as the ring wraith, and everyone kind of, you don't feel that fear that Tolkien really describes as when a ring wraith is near you, because his ring's been cleansed. But everyone does silence themselves as just this black robed figure approaches, and he looks through the maps a little bit, and everyone lets him. He pulls out. From beneath a map of Numenor, and he lays it in front of you guys, and he specifically looks over towards you, Kustig. He's going to start outlining a little bit of where he's familiar with, because Anarion he was the son of Elendil, and he goes on to explain, yes, my father and his father were in the Bay of Anduin. That was our prime territory of the faithful in the closing days of Numenor. And the closing days of Numenor were terrifying. Sauron ruled in all but name over the king, while corrupting him and seducing him with insane idea of immortality and sailing to take Valinor and defeat the Valar by force. And so once that happened, we tried to flee, but this was years in the making. Sauron corrupted most of the island, and he took in Meneltama, the great mountain in the center. He built a great tower and shrine to Morgoth, where he sacrificed hundreds, if not thousands. So in my plan of action, if you're going to arrive via ship, Anduin might be the most empty side of the island, simply because most of us evacuated. Unistar, that's where most of our farming, cattle were. Harrowstar was more of a luxury, forested area. But Ostar was more, that's what Ar-Pharazôn was. He came from that point, and much of that was corrupted by Sauron at first. Forostar was much.
If I've ever heard of a volunteer speech in my life, I'd say that be the most noble one. I'd like to thank you for coming aboard and joining our crew.
And Eric kind of looks at you. Make a persuasion check. He doesn't really like you, so this is gonna be. I'm gonna put this at a 15. He favors responsibly. 22, you get what you want.
Okay.
I can't. Oh, damn it! I was gonna piggyback on him and look over the shoulder and be like, "We need all that we can get."
Oh.
Okay.
15.
Yeah. He kind of looks towards you. He goes, "There's much aid I can give you. If you wish, I could come. I think I would do more good on other battlefronts. But if you wish, I do know the island very well. I would be happy to guide you."
And Osiris will look around and hold his arms out. Does anybody else know the island as well as this one?
Not even I.
Out of who would be there? Only Galadriel.
We're not taking her, so.
Nope. Yeah, she ain't going nowhere after what happened.
And then he'll nod and say, I guess we have the right man for the job.
Yeah, and he'll look towards Elrond. Elrond specifically, everyone actually, you can give me an insight check to see how everyone's reacting to this possibility. Hi, Jess.
No.
Hello.
Welcome, club, to the war table.
Yeah, we're still at the war table. You didn't miss too much.
Hello.
We've been just going over battle maps, possible troop movements that people would like to see, ideas on where to take the ship, how to do so.
Damn it.
And then a little bit of trying to convince people to come.
Oh, well, look at that. Okay.
Bro, you got the pop-out module. I love it.
I did that for you.
Thank you. So good. Doesn't take up the whole map.
Also, I will say that if you're trying to show us this map, it is black for me.
Is
It's
it?
black for me.
That's stupid.
You didn't.
I was
You gotta
gonna-
click on scenes
Yeah,
and
I
then
know.
click on token vision, allow token vision.
Yeah, I've done it enough times, so I feel stupid.
It's easy to do though. Like I've messed
It's
that
a
up
quick
so many
overlook.
times.
Can you see
Yeah.
now?
No.
Oh, god damn it.
Did you also activate global illumination?
I think that's the only one I clicked. Token vision.
Hey, there we go.
So as I said, Forest Star is a bit, and just to recap, because I know it probably didn't help that you didn't know where the fuck I was pointing at. Forest Star in the north, that's kind of like Wild Country. It was pretty abandoned outside of Ondusto, north of it. Oristar, that's where a lot of the corruption and the king that ended up overthrowing the government and try to break the ban on the Valar, that's where he came from, Ar-Pharazôn. He was one of the ring race you guys killed, actually. That's who Anaran's ring belonged to.
Yeah, Galadriel was being held by him.
Yeah. And Dustar to the west, that's where Anarion and Elendil and Isildur, that's where they were from. So that Anduine, that's the city he was telling you that he would recommend landing in because it would be a very quiet, calm way to enter the country because they evacuated most of it. To the southwest, Huanstar, that's mostly farming. To the east, Hyrostar, that's more like farmland, like kind of like especially a relaxation thing. Like that would be where people would go to like watch the sunrise, like as a specific trip because it's the most western point. To the south is another like coastal city where they do a lot of trade to go back east towards Gondor. And then in the middle, you have Meneltarma. That's the mountain. That's where a large shrine was built to Morgoth by Sauron when he was corrupting the island before it was leveled and sank beneath the ocean. And you can see in the top right, it does show like Sauron's temple up here as well. So cool. So you guys, did I get everyone's insight check? I got Osiris's insight check and I got Z's insight check. If anyone else wants to roll, otherwise you do see just Elrond's very cagey about this. You can't really read why, but he does seem concerned. Galadriel, maybe as much so, but she nods and
I'm sorry, what was the check again?
Insight. Holy shit.
I got an natural 20.
Yeah, Eldar, you've known both of these people. You've known both these elves for a long fucking time. You can read their faces. You know they're worried about it because this is a ring rape. And, no matter how good Elrond feels about the magic from this book you guys gave him, he's still a fucking ring wraith, man. And, there's very, very logical concerns that maybe cleansing these rings doesn't work. So they're concerned about him just fucking off with, the Valar's chosen because who knows? Might just turn and stab you guys in the back. So they're very concerned about that, but they acquiesce to the, what the group wants.
Okay.
So I guess above table now, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This is for the group, not you, Aaron. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'll shut up.
I know we want a sea battle, which I completely do. However, I know that Osiris has a concern about what's going on and the urgency of what is happening, especially Gandalf going alone to look for this. And so, that would be my, I guess, preference to get there as fast as we can, according to, table opinions. Me personally, I want a sea battle, but my proposal is we could probably get one on the way back.
How long does it take for the ships to get there? We've never really covered that. So I know we're going to teleport there instantly. I don't know how long we're going to be there. Is it going to be like 6 months before the ships show up? Because that's not going to be a real good option.
Sure. From what you would know from Círdan speaking about it, it would be about a 10 to 14 day travel from Valinor to Numenor. That's from west to east from where you guys are now. If you're going from Gondor to Numenor, it would take a little bit longer, maybe about 14 to 20 days. Depending on sea conditions, of course.
Well, I think we're going to get word to have the ships to get there the fastest, as we can. But it is a large area to cover, and if we're trying to find a single man in this, we're going to need some time. So,
and so you were told Gandalf is going towards the Silmaril, which was held in the temple. So that is at the top of the mountain. So that he would be going that way. You don't know exactly how he would be going there. You haven't really asked, but that's
I really did like that. Teleport there, send the ship following.
Yeah, because I think Osiris would trust Kustig's suggestion of whoever that guy was that he knows to bring, some ships. So
we're pretty much in heaven. So if that guy's there, then he can't be that much of a piece of shit.
Well, and then the other option, the other thing is too, you have to decide because there's two different options for ships. You can take one from Valinor, which you know would probably be an elven-made ship, which has certain different perks and bonuses, versus a human-made ship out of Gondor, which would have probably, again, maybe more HP, better weapons. Elves might be faster, So there are just little things that make a difference depending who you guys want to travel with.
Honestly, Osiris would wholeheartedly trust in Kustig's opinion, and Kustig, his human friend or his human mate that he was speaking with, would probably have been the suggestion. But, again, just as a group discussion, like I said, do we take a ship there or do we teleport there and take the ship back?
The latter.
Also, if Gandalf isn't traveling by Giant Eagle, there's something wrong with this campaign.
No one asked. You guys do know there are eagles around. You can get picked up by a couple of eagles if you ask them nicely.
I mean,
I ever do.
I want to get picked up by an eagle.
All right, so let me do it this way, I guess.
Let's
Maybe
start a
the
poll.
better way. Kustig, thank you for answering. Jay, what is your opinion on traveling to Numenor?
I have no preference, whatever the group wants to do.
Excellent. Thank you. Clinton, what is your preference?
Once again, if we have a way back from the island that doesn't involve a teleport, I'm fine with whatever way we get there.
Okay, perfect. Onyx.
Same here. I am
Great.
fine with going as long as we can, as long as we can ensure our way back. That is my only concern.
All right, Jess.
I agree. I'm kind of fine with anything.
I would
I've
like-
missed some of it, so I'm not quite sure what we're even talking about. But whatever the group wants.
I would like to change my opinion. I personally personally do not care what we do, but Z wants to, does not care about us getting out of there, has zero care of that, and wants to go wherever is going to be most beneficial to his plot development.
Where would that be? Because that's going to be interesting because I have personal things with Osiris that kind of conflict, but you could tell by Osiris writing the letters, he knows he's not going to live through this. I mean, he's fucking 250 years old. So
How long do dwarfs last in Token?
Roughly 300 years.
yeah,
Well, he got 50 years left. He's fine.
He's creeping. He's got one foot in the grave, man.
What are Z's priorities?
If it's a secret, you don't have to share it with us. But
Oh no, it's. I think that. So I'll tell you a little bit about it. It is that so I have no allegiance to I have no experience with positive group settings. I was raised by trolls, so I am seeking powerful people that I could see are alpha leaders of things. I tend to follow them, and I tend to not respect anybody else. So,
here's a tale on Numenor. Then you would know of the mainland. You would know of that. You haven't been on Numenor. That bitch has been under the fucking sea forever.
Yeah.
But you also know Gandalf is powerful too. So to fly.
Well, I have no idea who Gandalf is. I doubt in rural tribes of nomadic tribes of trolls, they're talking about Gandalf. I didn't really know anything about rings. I don't know. I don't know any of that stuff.
Wait.
So none of that is in my wheelhouse.
I would argue that a bedtime ghost story for children, for ghost trolls, is when he came and Bilbo's story of turning them all into stone. That would be a
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, give you a history check. We'll see.
So I recently so when I built my character, I was using Troll D&D, not Troll Lord of the Rings, and it is a big problem that they can get turned to stone during the day for my character development.
Oh, huge problem.
It's a huge problem for what I'm doing around here. So,
It's weird for him, probably. He's probably like, wow, this elvish magic is cool, man. I can be out during the day.
That's funny.
That's why I say it's Numenor, just because it's it's totally new. It's completely unexplored, so you'd be able to go back and tell all those trolls, hey, motherfucker, I was on Numenor.
I think his overall arching goal is to be strong enough to go and to conquer to be the alpha that from being oppressed by the other alpha trolls. I also do like how the Lord of the Ring trolls are not trolls at all, but more like hill giants. And now I got it, like, because again, I spent the last 2 weeks on a real deep dive of Lord of the Rings stuff, and yeah, I think I got to figure out what type of troll my troll family is, because right now hill troll is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking hill trolls. But anyways, go ahead.
I love it. I will say, I'll float again. You guys know Gandalf's there. You're not sure if you know there's an incredible urgency because, again, you all know this island was extinct. So, Gandalf has an idea where the Silmaril might be there, and that's why he went. And he went alone because, like Andy said, he's a very powerful magician. And so, like, I know you guys are really like hooked on going there, and I'm perfectly cool with it. But like I said, you don't feel like Gandalf would really be in much danger right now. But then again, Galadriel was, so it's.
And then again, he was trapped on the fucking Saruman's White Tower in Isengard. So
it's legitimately what I'm thinking about is the fact that Lady Galadriel, one of the strongest characters in this entire fucking thing, was almost completely incapacitated. So
put it this way, Aaron, this was a conversation for us, not you. You are not convincing us not to go to Newman. So
Yeah, exactly.
fuck off.
No. He's not convincing me that a ship isn't in order. I don't give a if we can teleport back, sweet. If not, I'm just saying either way, I'm getting a ship in motion somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this is the plan then, because it sounds like everyone is impartial. So Acoustic, you're gonna get your guy to get a ship to meet us there, and we're gonna teleport to Numenor, specifically to where as close as we can to get to Gandalf the fastest.
See.
Done.
I also do because I know about giant eagles. I do ask about the giant eagles and if I can have a giant eagle.
No, that's too epic and too early.
Does he say this out loud?
No, it's too epic.
I mean, if Z asked about the eagles, you would have known there were eagles here. You guys would have seen them in the first session. Well, Z wouldn't have, but he would have, seen them flying around. They are very prominent in Donor, and they're huge. Like, these things are the size of, like, city buses huge. Because these are, like, the eternal ones that have been around as long as the elves. There are some in Middle-earth that, Z would have known, or Osiris, especially in the mountains of Erebor there. You'd see them flying around. But, they were much, probably double or triple the size of, like, a bald eagle would be for us. These ones are fucking huge. Like, you can spot them from hundreds of miles, like not 100 miles, like hundreds of yards away. No problem. But they do say, the eagles, unfortunately, little one, and Galadriel cracks a smile at you. It's unfortunately my little stalwart one. They are much more intelligent creatures than we can give as pets.
Okay, I'll come back for one later. But I asked if I would have no reason to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways because I'm now just curious. Is Gandalf riding the giant eagles to go wherever he wants to go?
You're muted.
You see Galadriel give you a little bit more of a smirk, and she goes, well, Olorin is much more their friend than many of ours.
Sorry, I was muted. Oh shit! I just pulled out Foundry by accident.
And you take that as a non-answer. She doesn't tell you. She wouldn't know. She was trapped for 8 months. She goes, actually, no. She'll go, wait a second. She's a fucking high-level wizard.
Yeah, let's scry on this guy. Let's see what's going on.
100%. And that's what you see happen. She pulls out like a small silver platter. She pulls it away. She knocks some like fruit off of it. And yeah, she will cast scry on Gandalf. And as like she pours water into the mirror, I gotta remember how scry works. I think there's a roll to it, right?
It does stuff.
Only on someone who resists, if I'm not mistaken.
Which, yeah, I don't think Gandalf's gonna be.
I thought there's a percentage chance of working. That's the old one, maybe.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, particular creature. Oh yeah, I'm looking at that. Is there a new one?
No, I'm
There's
thinking
the
additions. I'm
2024
talking
rules.
additions.
Yeah, I know, but I technically made her a 2024 wizard, so.
I think he's talking 3rd edition.
I am.
I can
In
help
previous
you look.
edition.
Okay, so to your target simply resistant wisdom saving throw, which is modified. Where's Gandalf?
Yeah,
Wisdom
but
saving.
if that's only if he resists, isn't it? Like if he's not resisting, why
He
would
wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It just says the target makes a wisdom saving throw.
I'm going to. I'll be right back with you guys doing this. I'm making something to drink.
It's by how well you know the target and the sort of physical connection you have.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Galadriel knows
Extensive,
him
knowing
very
your target
intimately.
well.
They were intimate.
Yeah.
They were making wizard
Not bad
babies.
intimate.
They
So,
were
okay,
making
here's
wizard
15,
babies.
so save on her plus 5. Extensive, knows target well. So okay, yeah, he definitely fucking passes that. Or he fails
Okay,
it.
the target doesn't know what it is making the save against, only that
Yeah.
it feels uneasy. Ooh.
And yeah, and so you depending who wants to try and inch around her, this is a visible scry in her makeshift mirror she's made. As like the liquid pours in and like settles, you see her like whisper a little incantation, and you hear just a Lorin, and which you know is Gandalf in Elvish. And as it kind of forms, you see almost as haggard as well. Anyone who probably would know of him would know more of him before the War of the Ring. So like, especially he looks that way again. He looks like Gandalf the Grey. He doesn't look like he's in a shimmering white robe with a wonderful, brilliant staff. He looks haggard. He's in grays and a pointy hat and just slowly trudging along through what looks to be a little bit of hillsides. You see him crest one, look, and you can't see what he's looking at, unfortunately, but he looks healthy. He looks normal. And as the spell starts to begin to fade, you see him continue to just put his head down and trek forward.
Did anybody who was familiar with this location, so Steve probably, or I don't know who else is familiar with this location, did we know where that was? Did that mountain look familiar? Did you know that blade of grass?
I would say, Clinton, do you think Eldar in his long life...
I just got back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just got back. I went to grab something to drink. I'm sorry. What did I miss?
Say yes. Just say yes.
Yes.
So we scryed on Gandalf, and we're trying to see where he is, and we got a little bit of view. He looked healthy. I was going to say, because Jason Z asked, would anyone know that area? There he was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm curious if Eldar would. Has ever in his long life sailed to Numenor?
Why would he not have? He's been around since the first age. I would definitely have.
Not a lot of elves did go because, relations got fractured pretty early on. So if he was traveling, it was probably only a brief 200 year window where elves were welcome on the island.
True.
But that's up to you.
Yeah, no, I would have said so because I guarantee you with me, I would have, again, I traveled around a lot. So I would say yes.
Absolutely. Cool. All right, cool. So you do mention you recognize it. Give me a history check just to see if you remember exactly where on the island you think he might be. I'm going to do the same for...
I got 19.
19. Cool.
I like that.
So I got +1. I really like that.
Oh, I think you got some better. You got 23. You sucked.
I don't know why mine's not going.
Sorry.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I will just roll it. History is +17. Okay, cool. Yeah, both you and Anarion, as you kind of look into where Galadriel is pointing, you move back towards the map of Numenor, and you do notice exactly where he is. He is moving north from Nindamos along the river Cyril.
Where's a good ambush point along that path? Gandalf's going down. I didn't say that out loud.
I want his ring. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
no one turns my ancestors to stone and lives to talk about it.
That will be a funny confrontation.
Wait, did you roll a history check? Do you know that tale?
I did not.
Oh, well then.
No, definitely roll one. Yeah, I want to see what.
All right, I'm gonna roll it.
Yeah, let's see. I think this would be a big tale for trolls. So 10 or higher. This is again. These are statues. There are still statues there. People go by them all the time.
They still exist.
How about a nice even 10?
You've seen them once. You've seen them once, and you asked about them when you were younger, and you were told the tale, and it was some wizard. And, he cast magic and turned them into stone. It was weird. You weren't really scared of it as a kid.
Right, but now your little childhood best friend troll, little G, is now doing a tourist attraction, tours to it.
I feel those were statues carved by men. None of the trolls I know have been turned to stone by daytime, because I refuse to let that be part of my story.
Hold on, go ahead.
So this is where Gandalf is.
Correct. He's somewhere along that river traveling along hills.
Okay, so question. Have we decided yet if we're going to just have the boat ferry over with a regular crew and us teleport, or what's going on?
No, we took a vote. No one voted, so it became we're going to teleport there, and a boat's going to be sent for us to get us out in case we need it.
Yeah, okay, so perfect. I would ask Galadriel, how close can she get us?
Well, the only time I was in Numenor was in Adunity. So I could transport you to the docks here. It was when I visited with Lord Elendil, but I could try to get you perhaps further inland, but I can't guarantee it. So you get the feeling it'd be a much higher DC roll for her to get there. Or the table for teleportation gets a little harder on that end. Things can go a little more wrong the further in she tries to get you.
Then I'll look to the group and say, I know that I have quite trust in Our Lady Galadriel, but what do you say?
How bad we talking? We talking Missing arm? We talking the death of the dwarf.
Good. It was before.
Let's see. Well, it'd be about 45% chance based on I've only seen it once, that area. And I'm just doing that mechanically wise. Anything under a 45, it's gonna be a mishap.
Osiris would be like, well, 45 is good. 45% chance good enough for me.
She mentions if you guys wanted to go to the coast, she feels much more favorable with it. It would be a 35% chance or lower.
Oh yeah, the 10% makes no difference to me. I'm going higher.
Can you drop me on top of him?
Unfortunately, you guys kind of just appear where you were standing.
Well, Clove would put all her trust in Lady Galadriel.
I will say she's still a level of exhausted, so you might want to wait till the next day to do this.
Well, yeah, we gotta
fine.
wait till the
We're
next
still
day.
waiting
That's
for
when
our
our
weapons.
stuff. Yeah, that's when our stuff comes. That's when the orders come in.
Cool. I will bring it back to, unless anyone has any more questions on Numenor and what you guys are thinking you're doing, but I get the feeling we've settled on, you guys are going to have Galadriel teleport you as close inland as she can towards where Gandalf would be.
Yep. And right now, Eldar is ready to take this nap so he can get up and get his ring and get the fuck out of here. He's getting antsy.
All right.
I
I'll bring
I
us back to
pitch a-
Serenity. If anyone has anything else they want to do on this, or not Serenity, I'm sorry, the map troops. If anyone has anything else they want to look at on this map or talk about, otherwise I think we've got a good plan. And how many ships do you want to sail towards Numenor to try to relieve you?
What do we know that's helping the war effort? Like, is there like a literal water assault from the dark forces?
3 like Christopher Columbus.
As of right now, they did mention there are so far they haven't noticed any like actual fleet or like navy from the forces of Sauron yet. They have like some put together ships that can do like dinghies, strikes, things like that, which is what's happening mainly on like the western coast up here, because this is a landmass that connects Valinor, so they're trying to take control of this whole northwest side. So like that's where a lot of the main navy attacks are happening. There is some in the far southeast, but that's still so new to the conflict, they don't have good numbers on it yet. But like Harad, like Umbar with Kustig, Harad is like another free state that did fall back under the control of Sauron. They did have like merchant vessels, pirate ships, things of that nature. Gondor has quite the navy. Valinor has maybe a dozen ships, because when elves would sail west to go to the Undying Lands, they would just decommission the ships. They didn't need them anymore. So like since the war started 8 months ago, they've begun rebuilding them, and elven craftsmanship is quite stellar. So it just depends, like, what kind of reinforcements you want, or how you would want like people to try to coalesce around you. If you didn't take any ships, or if you just took one ship, I will just allocate things. But if you guys have specific things you want, you're technically commanders in this war now. You're chosen by the Valar. You're God's chosen people. So if you have a suggestion on how you want troops to move, you absolutely can do that. And I'll just, I'll either roll off stage, or if like you want to send someone to specifically, like if you want to send Imrahil to instead of come helping you, have him take the Gondorian fleet up the coast to the northwest, I'll just start rolling that stuff in the background. That's, again, it's whatever you guys really want to have happen. It's kind of, I wanted it to be a little risky, like risk game, but not like overwhelming. So if you want, like Erebor, that's going to be something that happens off screen now. I'll start rolling for those. It's going to be Rohirrim charges against fucking men of Harad.
Look, like I said, I would have been confident enough to be up in the war at that war table, actually saying stuff, and like I would have said 100% we need a ship, and then after that I would have said, because we have someone that I trust that I saw that's there, it's like, hey, your flagship is coming to get us, okay, no matter what. But yes, you should take some type of small fleet or whatever armada, and go up the coast and snuff out whatever they're doing that's getting in on the coast. And like I said, I would say that, like you said, I'm like Han Solo in Return of the Jedi. I'm General Solo. I'm like an admiral. If I'm on a ship doing this, I am.
I gotcha. Okay, and Círdan and one of the generals from Gondor, they'll discuss best ways to move like the fleet like that, taking into your considerations, of course. But like between the Elvish and Men fleets, they're not going to act as like one unit, So like Gondor will probably end up sending some stuff to patrol the south, and then up to the middle parts there, like Eriador, where you were concerned with, and then the elves will probably try to take what fleet they're building up towards that northwest.
And I would also make a recommendation to Kustig to say we probably need some other smaller ship to kind of protect the larger ship that we'll be on. Kind of like an Apache protecting a Chinook.
I mean, depends on the ship we pick. If we pick a fucking full blown galley, I mean that's like having an aircraft carrier. It's like they can handle themselves.
Never send an aircraft carrier in by itself. It's always part of a strike group.
And you guys get the gist of like if you as you're talking about how you're going to enter Numenor, you Círdan and Imrahil start talking about the ship fleets, and they slowly pull away 3 major ships for you guys, unless you request more. 2 of them are a little bit more swifter elven make. Teleri is the type of elf that makes the seafaring ships. They're a little bit smaller, maybe a crew of 18 to 20. These are much more like quick attack action ships. And then Imrahil offers his own personal vessel, which is named Isurl Estel, the Wind of Hope. And this is one he specifically took from Gondor when the summons came out, through quite a bit of peril. He's been here a while now, helping maintain the war effort, but he was one of the first to leave on the ship, with asking for help from the other elves. So he personally offers you his ship as well.
Perfect. One of the light fast ones, like the old British ships and the fucking giant Spanish galley.
Wipe his eye really good. It's getting gooped again. Wet and hot.
All right. Okay. I think we're kind of slowing. We're figuring out we got a game plan here. I'd say we're probably pushing well later into the night now, and you can see Lady Galadriel looks exhausted. Kustig, you're probably starting to feel it quite a bit as well.
I was going to say, right after I made that last plea, I passed out right at the table.
And and Elrond will look between the group and he'll go, well, I think we should at least retire for the evening. I have some work left to do tonight, but everyone else should get some rest. And in the morning, we can finalize our plans, and we will, I guess, begin this. And yeah, unless anyone else has anything else to say in this scene, I'll say it starts to close down. Everyone starts to mosey away. There's some small talk as it disperses.
I look over at Osiris, and I wink at him, and he sees me pull out of my jacket like the top of a bottle to go.
Oh yeah, I'll sit there and take a couple swigs with him, probably. But I would probably kind of gesture to move out of the war room and just kind of look at the Valinor sky, kind of one last time before we.
No, that's what I meant. I meant for us to dip out of there and go do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will say the only thing you guys really could have taken out of there would have been wine. But you do know where the Dwarven Quarter is. You know there will be ale there. So if you guys do decide to make a little bar hop trip, you absolutely can get a nightcap. Is there anything else anyone wants to discuss with, again, this is probably maybe the last time all these big players will be together in a room for quite a while. So if there's anything anyone wants to ask of Elrond, Thranduil, Galadriel, Anarion. Well, Anarion's coming with you, I guess, so you can talk to him later. But the bigger players of this war command structure are all in one room right now. And if there's anything you guys want to request, demand, you are very much more than welcome to, as it slowly brings the scene to an end.
Well, I know, Clinton, you want to get to it, but you're not going to ruin my role play. So
I got something too when you're done. So
yeah. So the one thing that I was interested in that we haven't necessarily got a chance to is that we made rolls specifically in the beginning of the game before Jess came along, and that had storytelling applications to those rolls. And so if Jess is available, I personally would like to hear the result and what happened with those rolls and the information that would have been portrayed probably in this meeting.
So I think I know where you're going with it. That is something that is going to be done tomorrow, because she did go and specifically request a bunch of couriers and messengers to go through rolls of names. So that is definitely something that we'll cover in the next day. Definitely.
And that's all I have.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I've got something minor.
Yes, sir.
So I guess Cerador, I don't know, he always kind of feels really out of place in these kinds of situations, because again, he still just doesn't feel like he's worthy of being there at the time still. But he did want to check in, because he had asked about the forest and if the forest was doing all right prior. And I guess having a little bit of time to contemplate and think over stuff, I guess he would approach, I guess maybe, I don't know, who would you say would be the person he would approach someone with knowledge to be like, hey, has anyone contacted the Ints yet?
Sure. And that's something, yeah, I know we had Thranduil talk a little bit about him. I would say if you want to get a little bit more than just that, you'd probably have to do like what Osiris or Clove did,
Mhm.
and that would be going to get like a messenger, like to request one to like be sent a rune message, like a rune message would be like a message or something, to Rohan.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah, yeah.
Rohan would probably be one of the closest ways to figure out if there's anything going on.
Okay.
'Cause a
Well, I
lot
didn't
of the
know if
elves all left.
anyone. I didn't know if anyone in terms of like war room wise had thought to contact the Ints too. Just like, has anyone said something to the Ints? Will the Ints be joining? Kind of thing. And then with that thought, he probably then would go, well, maybe I should try to contact the Ints and see how home is. But he would definitely inquire first because he is aware and he would have been there during the previous encounter of the Ints mobilizing. So he's like, they might have made this go a little faster last time, but we kind of know that the Ints are a little slow. So has anyone contacted them yet? And then he would go do so if he heard no.
Totally. Let's see, because I know you talked to Thranduil. He didn't have much. He said, I remember saying, he said that they were traveling west because that was where the Antwives were originally in Beleriand. So they were thinking about traveling west there. And that was where they kind of had last impressions. But again, they do travel slowly and it takes them forever to actually decide to do anything, right?
Exactly.
So I would say Thranduil's not going to give you very much more. Galadriel wouldn't have anything because she was gone for so long.
Yeah, I knew Galadriel.
Elrond, it would be up in the air. Would Cerador, he spent a long time in Fangorn Forest. Would he have interacted with the men of Rohan at all?
If so, on the very rare occasion, as like I said, he kind of became that like Phantom in the Forest that kind of looked over people traveling through to keep them safe and such. So there would have been encounters, but nothing that was, well, I guess maybe if he went out to do trading and stuff, he would have to on the rare occasion, because although he was with the Ents, he is, an elf. So he probably would have wandered out for trade and things here and there.
Dude, I love hearing that backstory, that you really are like the ghost in the woods, that if someone gets robbed or something, you're the one that smokes the people doing it on the road.
That was kind of his whole thing, and that's kind of what some of what pushed him to get out of the forest finally was he kind of sees himself as not being a very worthy elf because of the things he's done and how he looks. And he had a child tell him, he could be redeemed. So he kind of was like, you know what, maybe I should go see how the world looks nowadays, because he's been there for a very long time.
I can just see that though. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, I rolled something off screen. I'm gonna have you roll me a luck check here to see if any of the delegates from the humans might have some familiarity with like kind of you a little bit. There's definitely someone from Rohan there.
Oh God! God!
I had to scroll back to that. Just announce it. I don't know where my link went.
I don't know if that might be the highest. I don't know, because I don't think I've seen 100.
Where'd you roll? I don't see it anywhere.
In chat is a 99.
I see it. So
I've seen a 99 as well.
No, I trust you. I just
99.
Wait, are you not seeing any of the rolls? Because you rolled like 3 intelligence checks in a row saying.
Did I? I'm not.
Uh-oh.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, you did.
How does the DM not see all the rolls?
I don't know. The last one I see is when I rolled for Gandalf.
I don't see a roll for Gandalf.
Yep, I don't see that
20
either.
minutes ago. The other one before that was your wisdom a while ago. I'm just gonna reload the instance real quick.
Oh, there's Gandalf. I see the Gandalf one.
Oh yeah, I see Gandalf.
But with 19, you definitely have no problem with that. I am gonna reload the game real quick. Game.
That's right.
99. That is
99.
much better than a 19.
Yeah, this is a perfect opportunity. All right, we are gonna go back, not on the record here, but just back into the game. I will say, so Cerador rolled a 99 on that. You can ask Steve. I rolled a natural 20 on whether or not there would be someone from Rohan there. You rolled a 99 on the luck of this. This guy's been staring at you the whole time.
Oh.
He's dressed in like green regalia, dark green, like a skirt, almost a riding skirt, short sword at waist, and you only just kind of notice it because you were so focused on everything going around, and focused on Galadriel and Elrond and the more important people. This almost lieutenant captain or something in the Rohirrim, he just can't take his eyes off you. And as you give me a history check as you're looking at him to kind of
sexy bitch you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He might just want to fuck you.
Listen, I might just be fuckable.
Sounds like you've been in the woods for a while. You may be interested.
Listen, when you spend your life around Ints, there's no action there.
Yeah. As you're looking at this guy, he steps forward towards you, and as he does, you do recognize him. It takes you a moment, but this is Diorthane. This is the Well, actually, you look at him and you don't really. He looks familiar. Maybe this isn't Duarthane. The angles and the features are all a little different. His stature's off, and then it kind of like pieces. You knew Duarthane 60 years ago. You traded with him one time, and you became on a first name basis. But after that, he went back to his. He was actually leading the rebuilding of Orthanc, the walls of that tower, and that's where you traded out from with, you assume, this man's father. But he has such a visceral reaction to it. It seems that he knows of you.
Interesting.
And as he approaches you, he goes, "You're the Wraith of Fangor, correct?"
Yeah, that would be what some call me, yes.
My father spoke of you and the terror you brought to his heart. What brings you to this war council?
Well, apparently I've been called upon by the gods, and they seem to see it fit that I take part in this.
But if you're gone, then Fangorn remains unprotected.
Yes, I've actually been trying to inquire about what's going on there. The answer's still there, so I mean, there is something protecting it, but I do have some concern myself.
Well, I'm Dunthane. If you... And he reaches into a little pouch and pulls out a little scrap, writes down on it. If you take this to the messengers, they'll quickly rune to Orthanc if you wish to pass a message along. But we haven't seen the Ents in many years now.
Okay, well, thank you for that. I may just do that. I would love to check in on them.
Of course, if there's anything else the men of Rohan can do for you, we greatly appreciate all you've done to protect us from the North.
Well, thank you. I appreciate hearing some back. It's nice to know that what I've done makes a difference.
And he will just withdraw slowly, but he still keeps his eyes on you, very much kind of fear and awe, because I'm not gonna narrate however it worked with Diorthane and Cerador's meeting. I will leave that completely up to you in the imagination of Dunthane. So, moving along with that, then, is there anyone else Cerador would like to talk to?
He'll approach Elrond, and he'll come in kind of reverent, like he tends to keep his head down when he's around Elrond, because again, he just this to him, this is an elf.
Yeah,
he's just like
ironically,
yeah, but even then, he still sees him as more of an elf than what he feels like he is.
Totally.
And he'll kind of approach you. I've kind of had the thoughts on my mind for a bit, but I haven't really been able to bring myself to ask. I know what happened to my brother, but is Elwing still alive?
Elrond will look and think for a moment. He will turn to Galadriel, tap her on the side, and he whispers quietly to her, even out of your ear sight or ear hearing. And she hands him a Palantir, which you would know what it is, of course. In this black orb, he holds it towards you. If you wish to look, perhaps you may find some measure, but you be aware that there is much that can be untrue in.
Sure.
And so, yeah, he'll hand this out to you. Do you take it?
Yeah, he'll take it.
Cool. You definitely do. So I'm going to show in the chat what this does. It's scrying at 5th level. So if you wish, you can absolutely scry on your brother.
Well, sister.
Sister, I'm sorry.
Yep, absolutely. He totally will, and he's actually quite curious. I'm gonna
start with rolling a luck check here. I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Okay.
Cool. So go ahead and it's a wisdom saving throw. The spell does connect. You feel it happen. Unfortunately, that is a 19 roll, so it's gonna be a +2. So that's a 21. Extensively well known. So that brings us to a 16. What's your DC? Or what would your spell casting modifier be?
That's what I'm going to.
Whatever your intelligence would be as a blood hunter.
Intelligence. My intelligence is at a +3, so it would be
plus your proficiency.
Yeah, plus proficiency.
So 12
so
plus 6, 18. You beat it.
Nice. Cool.
As this happens, the Palantir siphons into quite a beautiful scene. It's green grasses, hills, and as you look, you see a young woman. You can't see her face. She's sitting on the ground, kneeling with her hands above her eyebrows. And you see her shoulders shaking as if she's crying. Do you try to discern anything else from the Palantir in this?
Yeah, because he would have a little concern there.
Cool. Give me a perception check and then give me a wisdom saving throw.
Perception and wisdom saving throw.
That's good.
Oh, that was almost a 2.
That's still very cool. Yeah, no problem. As you kind of like will the Palantir, you like look into it and you feel your vision zoom further in, and it like sinks like right to like her left shoulder, and there's still hair covering it, but you see tears streaming down her eyes, but you kind of like get a little bit more of the expanse of like her surroundings in this. She's surrounded in fields of green, behind her waves of wheat and grass and field, and she is looking to an ocean to the west on a cliffside. But you do see tears streaming down, and then suddenly the Palantir closes and the vision fades.
Well, she's alive, and I think that's what matters.
Unless she's about to jump off that cliff.
I mean, maybe that's a valid point. Well,
and I don't. This is going to be a good. This is a question that's a little lore heavy, and if you don't want to say it, you don't. If you say you don't know, that's fine. Would Cerador have ever been to Valinor, or did he only live in Beleriand where he was captured?
I don't think he would have ever been there, because getting into stuff, he was 7.
Yep. Cool.
So he might have visited a bunch of other places, like under what he had to go through, but I don't know if that would have been anywhere he would have gone himself. No.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you don't recognize the area. You might assume it's Valinor, but it could be she could have remained or gone anywhere. You don't know what happened to her, but you know she is alive.
Okay.
And as you kind of like hold the Palantir, Elrond will almost cover it with his hand and slowly pull it from your grip. Not forcefully by any means, but just, you know, as an abundance of caution. And did you see what you were hoping for?
To a degree, yes. And he'll let it go for sure. He'll be like, yes, to a degree. I think one of these days, maybe I'll seek her out.
Well, if I hear anything, I will, of course, reach for you. I'll check with the messengers, and if there's ever any name in the rolls, we'll find a way to contact you.
In terms of connection, and I don't know, would he have seen what I saw?
No. This is solely...
Okay, because for reference, if he caught the name and thought it was the same name that I know it is, I feel like he would be concerned about that individual too if something ever were to happen to her.
Right, Ted. Write that to me in a DM, because I don't know if I caught it.
Here, I will show you right here, and you're gonna see.
Yeah, this will probably change a lot of things.
It might. I'm the far right person.
Yeah.
I asked about the one in connected, the sister.
Oh. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Well, it doesn't really change anything, actually, because that is exactly what she would be doing. But as for his, well,
I question if maybe he would think about if that being that person.
If it's, he assumes it's someone else.
Okay. Oh, wow.
He assumes you're talking about someone else, and he didn't see your vision, so he assumes you're talking about someone else.
Okay, I was kind of hoping that might be the case, but I was
all
unsure.
the names are reused throughout millennia, you know, so he doesn't know if yours was named after her she was named after you. You know, there's so much of just everything being tied up with the reason the name means, like an Elwing means, let me fucking double check.
Yeah, I was just looking.
Oh, it's star foam. So like, yeah, for her, she's at a coast, and you would, well, you might not know. I'm not going to give you lore checks. I'm not going to monologue for 10 minutes.
That's fine.
Cool. Yeah, so that is actually very accurate. And the way you did actually see her, I'll just add a little bit. The garb she was wearing, because you did pass the perception check. The garb she was wearing was like flowing white garments, but like they had like the wings of like seagulls and doves and like cranes flowing out from all the different aspects of her garb.
Okay, cool.
But she was sobbing, yes.
Gotcha. He would be upset to know she's sobbing, but at the same time, happy to know she's alive. And Cerador is going to assume that Elrond knows what he's talking about, but obviously he doesn't. So it's fine. He's oblivious, and it's okay.
Amazing. So I'm just goes, cool. Thanks for the Palantir. Bye.
Yeah,
I gotta go fix these rings. Awesome. Is there anyone else you would like to talk to, Cerador?
Nope, I think he's feeling pretty all right at the moment. That's fine.
So we got Osiris and Kustig going off to find some ale to kind of reconcile everything that's been going on. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do before the scene at the War Council closes and we start to retire for the end of this day?
No, but then the same thing that she'd been doing, which was trying to figure out about her family. So
In which,
no,
yeah, Clove,
nothing
you
else.
were told, they would reach out to you tomorrow morning, or you're more than welcome to come back the next day. But they did need some time to really go through everything. Yeah.
Yeah, then no, she didn't do anything else.
I have to go plug Samwise Gamgee again.
Yeah, just hanging out with Frodo and Sam, getting them to sign her
and of
autograph
course,
book.
yeah, that's a very large, beautiful house that has been given. You guys are more than welcome to stay out there. Welcome and happy to host you guys as the new fellowship. Cool.
We hobbits are.
Yeah, hobbits help.
Hobbits help.
Eldar or Z, did you guys have anything you wanted to do before we close out this day?
Nope. I got something for tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Eldar's already fallen asleep at the table.
Awesome.
Oh,
you
so
all.
I assume that they I know you said we were at a not only a planning table, but there was like food there and people we were thinking. I assume that people are coming to clear the food. When somebody reaches for my pile of what people would say would be like remnants, I like growl at them and like smack them away and say, "This is mine. This is mine.
This is mine."
And very much like if you've ever watched the Hobbit movies, it's very much you see these elves looking at you while some are playing harps for background music and collecting serving trays, things like that. They look at you very, very sad, like you just have no manners. But they don't say anything. They leave you your plate. And as you guys slowly do make your ways back, you see Frodo and Sam, smoking pipeweed on the balcony, waiting for your returns. No good host, especially in The Hobbit, would make sure the host goes to sleep before their guests. They offer all of you, of course, late night food, especially as Osiris and Acoustic come back, maybe a little bit of pub grub, something greasy to help wash away the beer that the Dwarven Quarter might have given them. But other than that, unless anyone else has anything to say, you may take your long rest and we will advance to the next day.
Long rest. I don't believe I've actually used anything, so I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm clicking.
I will say, with the end of this night, if anyone had any items in there, I think it's only Eldar. If you have any items that go off of like weeks or fortnights or anything like that recharging by moon cycles, those have all recharged as you entered the world again. 8 months have passed. So
okay.
Those all have recharged. So yeah, Eldar, your ring is good to go. I'm not sure I don't think anyone has anything else that way. But as the sun rises, Clove, you have your own little, especially hobbit-sized room. You hear a knock on your door.
Look it up. I think she is expecting what it is. So she almost trips out of bed. She's trying to get to the door so fast. Hair is just absolute frizzed, wild, crazy. Hello? Yes? As she opens the door.
I'm going to say we're going to continue with Clove, but I am going to put us into initiative. Everyone else roll just so we can have a good guideline of where we're going next with the narrative. But Clove will still be first because I've already started this. So
middle-ish.
That's pretty good.
I had a 22 if it didn't come over.
I don't think it did, but I can do that for you. Is that 22 dirty or total?
Total.
Cool.
If I rolled a 22 dirty, that'd be
I'm an idiot.
My character is not on here.
That kind of day, man.
Just let you know my character's not on here.
What the fuck, Eldar? Where'd you go?
He died.
I know.
He took
killed him.
I got you.
He passed out.
Dude, passed out. Fuck yeah, passed out.
Killed him, ran his pockets.
It's fine.
Cyrus is there.
It's fine. He's fine with that.
Cool. These are cool. Cool. Clove, as you open the door in a frantic rush, do you think Clove would have slept well tonight? Oh,
not very. No.
Okay.
She tossed and turned all night.
It's your call. I'm just asking you honestly.
I mean, probably. Her family's missing. She's scared. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. And as you swing open the door, you see Samwise Gamgee standing there, holding a sealed letter. And as he hands it to you, he goes, "Oh, Miss Clove, one of the messengers came from the Black Hall and the blacksmiths over in the Dwarven district. He wanted to send you this letter, but he said it seems slightly urgent."
A letter from, not about my family? Oh, okay.
And you see he looks very crestfallen at hearing you ask that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Clover. They said they were from the blacksmiths, but you could always try going to the messengers today. They might have something for you. They're usually pretty busy.
Oh no, yeah. No, I wasn't. Thank you so much, Mr. Samwise. I didn't mean to make it sound ungrateful. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I'll
No
take that.
worries,
Thank
Miss
you.
Clover. Yes, of course. And I will say just above table real quick. I'll say this is gonna probably go. It doesn't have to be an immediate scene. This is something like start thinking of what you want to do for the next 6 to 8 hours, and then you guys are gonna get sent off. Okay. So like this is the last bit of being in Serenity and Lorien. Cool. He hands you a letter and he just steps away, closes the door behind him to give you privacy.
So I'll kind of open it.
Okay.
Still thinking like, well,
And you do speak
maybe
Elvish,
it's what I'm
correct?
hoping for. Yes, she does.
Yeah. As you crack the seal, and it's a black wax with like a hammer, an anvil pressed in between it. And as you open it, you see to the dearest Miss Gardner. You came yesterday to me asking about the scale mail, and I'm sorry to say I didn't know who you were and what you may be facing, and you see like tear marks on the parchment. I promise you I will work through the night, the next 2 days to cut the armor for you, and please don't tell anyone, but I can bribe the officials for 1,200 platinum. And you see a signature of Calamir, the blacksmith. Yeah.
She like kind of holds it. Like it almost like tips her over the edge because it's a kindness and in this war and everything. She wasn't expecting like a kindness. So she starts getting, oh, that's so sweet of him. And she'll then hurry to frantically actually get dressed because she's still in her little night jammies.
Yeah, and well, we don't have to role play it for everyone going through this, but
Yeah.
of course, Samwise and Frodo, Samwise specifically, made quite the spread for everyone as the morning comes. Depending on how quickly everyone gets up, moving along, there'll be breakfast, second breakfast, elevensies, luncheon, afternoon tea, all throughout the day. They're happy to host. This is what hobbits do. As Clove does go through getting dressed, everything. Does she go immediately to the blacksmith, or does she do the messengers first? I imagine those are both where she's going.
Yeah, she'd probably stop at the messengers first. That's her priority, is her family.
Okay. All right. As Clove approaches the messenger hall, she does see Thranduil in there as well, right at the top of the table again, constantly directing traffic, making sure everything is running smoothly. As she kind of moves back towards the people she recognizes before, the two younger elves, almost not childlike looking, but teenager-like looking. They look up to her and, oh, Miss Clove, we're so glad you made it. Uh, well, we found a few names. Is there anyone you would want to hear about first?
Whatever you have, I mean, they're all my family.
And yeah, she'll start flipping through a little bit of a like note binder, note cards. She'll start pulling. You can see like it's a Rolodex almost, right? And like you see it stops at G, Ardner, C, and like there's a couple of index cards right there that they've clearly like assigned for you. She pulls out the first one. She goes, "We have Rosemary. We couldn't find anything on her just yet." And she'll kind of put the card aside, and you can see, like, she doesn't try to hide the card or anything. You can see Rosemary Gardner, and last known location, any familiar features, traits, anything like that, and you see MIA. She reaches in, pulls out a second card, and goes, "Basil and Orange. We had some information when they fled, but we lost track of them just south of the Blue Mountains where the dwarves were." And I'll actually pull this up if you want to just see what I'm talking about.
I'm on my phone, so I just
Oh,
have this.
not that much, but I'll do it anyway so everyone else can see. In which, yeah, she mentions they got lost somewhere south of the Blue Mountains here, where the dwarves still have a stronghold. She pulls out the next one, and that is we have Hugo and Belladonna, and they were with Lavender and Poppy. They're safe in just south of Rohan. Last we heard, they were making their way with some more refugees to the southwest of Gondor to try to get to the bay. And then she puts that card aside. She pulls out another one, and this one just says Sage, and it just doesn't even have anything listed. No MIA, no nothing. We haven't heard anything of Sage, I'm sorry. She pulls out another card. It goes, Time, I'm sorry, but we heard they were captured. The last we know is they were held outside of Eregion, just east of Mordor. Or Moria, I'm sorry, Moria. Just east of Moria. And we heard she had some children with her. And
you'll see she's trying not to interrupt, letting them finish.
she'll pull out another card and says, Anise, she's safe in Edoras. That's how we know Time and the 3 kids were. Okay, but they got separated and Wargs attacked. And then she pulls out one final card. Sage, we're afraid she's still in Hobbiton. She's been captured and enslaved. And she'll kind of lower her head, and you see tears start to stream down her face as she doesn't know what to do. She's still a child.
She'll kind of like Clove will reach out and like kind of like grab her hand as she's like, because I'm assuming she like set the cards all in front of her, so Clove will kind of like angle all the cards so she can like look at them. And no, I appreciate you telling me, and it's better to know, right? I mean, it's better to know. My mom and dad got out and they have Lavender and Poppy, so they're safe. I mean, some of my family is safe, and that's better than I could have hoped for. It's better than I feared. It's better than I expected, and it's better than the worst case scenario. And she'll like kind of touch her brother Time, who had the 3 kids who they said they were enslaved. I just want to clarify, my brother Time. You said he was captured. Does anyone know where his children, Peregrine, Robin, and Sparrow? Captured too, the little ones. It's okay if you don't know. I'm not expecting a miracle.
Clove, I'm going to let you pick how to roll this. You can pick any stat you want as long as you can explain it. But the DC is going to be a 25 to decide how you want this narrative to go.
Oh my gosh.
I will say, first of all, give me a persuasion check. Because I'm going to see if you get advantage on this or not. DC is 15.
Persuasion. Okay, it's going to be on D&D Beyond.
Cool, no problem.
Well, it's a 14, so no.
That's pretty close. Thranduil's not going to be able to give you advantage because you missed the 15, but he's going to lower the DC by saying that he's not going to say anything. He's just going to lower the DC for you. So the DC is lowered. I'm going to put it at an 18 now.
I have to pick a...
Whichever type of skill you would like to convince them to possibly do a little more to find about your family or help them, because no one brought any of this up during that war council, and I know you weren't here, so I'm giving you a little bit extra to Thranduil was there, and he doesn't seem to hate you that much.
Oh, that's good.
Compared to dwarves or men, he doesn't mind hobbits.
We're not bad.
Dick, but
so I'm trying to convince them to do more for my family,
or however you want to roll with it. If you hit an 18 or higher, you can describe how you would want them to help or find out more information or try to maybe stage a rescue for Time and his kids, or to find out if Time and all his kids survived. It's up to you. How do you want to find out this information?
Okay, and Time never left Hobbiton is what you said, right?
Time was intercepted with, hang on, I gotta pull up my notes again, because we rolled all this earlier. Time was intercepted with Rosemary. No, I'm sorry, not Rosemary. He was intercepted with Anise. Anise, and his 3 kids were going south towards Rohan when they were intercepted by a ward company. Anise got away with a natural 20. She got away to Edoras, and that's how you know that Time and the 3 kids were there at this point, and they got separated.
Gee, I don't know how to convince someone else. I'm trying to think of like
persuasion again if you'd like.
I'm trying to think of like a stealth survival kind of.
Well, what would you like to have happen? Would you like them to try to get more information on your family, which might not come to you, or would you like them to try to do perhaps a rescue? Try to maybe make a strike into Hobbiton stealthily to
like that would be her ideal, because she doesn't, with how she would know that the war council would be going, she knows that there is not going to be a full-blown, with how hard the Shire was hit, a full-blown assault is not going to be the way to go. So the only way she knows that anyone is getting out of there would be like a stealth strike mission. She would give whatever information she can because she knows the area like the back of her hand. And if they were able to tell her, like, we think that people are being held over here, at best, she could give them as much information of like, oh, hey, actually, Mr. Gregor over there has underground cellar that goes all the way under that would pop up in Miss Bag's grocery store right across the street if you wanted to completely avoid being on the surface. So she would know all like those little details that would help. And that would be her goal, is to get them out stealthily with a strike mission. She would also tell them knowing her family and how her family operates, that the kids would be the priority. So like if they could only squeeze little children under the fence to be snuck out, they would squeeze the children, and her brother would stay behind if he had to.
Mhm.
So like that kind of situation is what I suspect she would try to go
Cool.
for.
So, how do you want to roll this? Because again, Thranduil lowered the DC for you. Are you suggesting a covert action? Like a strike
Yes.
team? Okay.
Yeah. If they would let her try to set that up.
Sure. How do you want to roll this for me? Do you want to be like involved planning it, or do you want to try to convince Thranduil and you trust him to do it, or do you want to like try to hand pick a couple like special ops people by bringing it up? There's a couple of routes this could happen, like how depending how Clove wants to be involved.
Yeah, Clove would be as involved as she could with the time we have left. She knows she's not, a warrior, so she would defer like
Got it.
actual planning to that, but she would definitely be like a special advisor with
Cool. Give me another
things like that.
persuasion check. Again, this is lowered to an 18 now. 18, Thranduil will commit a strike force for you in whichever way you would like to have towards any member of your family. This is only for one member of the family, though. Not one member, but like one group of them. So like
Yeah.
time's one way, your parents are one way, your two sisters are kind of MIA, so like you pick a good one here that you want to convince them to go for, and
It would be because from what you said, her parents got out with Lavender and Poppy, who are the other two kids.
Correct.
And you said they were safe. So she knows they're safe. They're not the priority because they may be far away, but they're at least safe. It would be specifically times 3 kids, her nieces and nephews.
Cool.
Who are at the moment captured.
All right, yeah.
Well, I got a nat 1, so it doesn't matter. It's not happening. I just fail my family at every turn.
Goes from happiest party member to most depressed.
Oh my god, I feel
it's okay.
like
No, okay, I think I got it. I think I got this. Okay. Thranduil, you notice as you're kind of like trying to console like the younger elf, and of course this elf might be older than you. They do age normally usually, but you don't really know that. You don't see many elves. Thranduil looks up, and we don't have time to try and save little hobbit families, no matter how important they are. They're not. Come here, girl. And he like waves you over very condescendingly, and he points down at the map, and he points exactly to where he overheard where time would be, and that would be Eregion. He points to that and he goes, "There's no idea that they are in trouble here. Yes, it is a work camp, but the Shadow needs just as many forges and irons worked as we do. We cannot risk this. Maybe if you go to the Dwarves of Moria, they can strike into Eregion. We cannot strike past Isengard. I'm sorry, Miss Gardner, but this is the final answer for our troops." And he starts to look back down and ignore you.
She'd feel admonished because she already doesn't feel like she belongs, and now would have felt like she just got admonished by him and was like, "Oh."
In which the young scribe,
she feels very crestfallen.
And the young girl, the scribe you're talking to, sees that. She goes, "Sorry for Mr. Thranduil, but if I hear anything, I'll try my best to find a way to get it to you."
No, it's okay, and he's not wrong. He's worried about an entire war. He's worried about everyone, and specifically worried about my family. But I don't have the years and the longevity to see the big picture, I suppose. Thank you. If you hear anything, that's all I ask. Because knowing is better than the not knowing.
Cool. Not cool. That was fucking depressing. Thranduil doesn't seem to give you much other notice. As you move away, does Clove then just move towards the blacksmith?
Yeah, although in all honesty, you said it was 1,200. I don't even think I have enough for that if it's 1,200 platinum, because I have 10. What is that in gold?
Well, perfect. Let's put a pin in it, and
put a pin in
if
that.
anyone else gave you some money before you left.
Maybe
I gave her my full share.
You did, but that's only 10,000 gold.
Was it 1,200 platinum or 1,200 gold?
That's why I was like, I think he said platinum.
Ooh, okay.
It's a lot of money. This is
a lot.
Like, it's an uncommon item, but dude, you get a +5 to your fucking AC. Come on.
AC go ridiculous.
That's gonna bring us to Z.
Put a pin in that.
We'll put a pin in it. Z, you wake up, depending on whatever time of day it is, if he's well rested or not. The day is seemingly his. You smell the nice warm smell of bacon and nice hobbit-filled amenities from people that kind of look like you. You look in a mirror, but you still see a troll.
So I would have gotten up at the break of dawn, and stole some food on the way out. Well, just took food, like I would assume they'd be making food still, and I would just like go in and grab what I wanted, and then I would actually head out and head back to the dwarven area where
Where your hammer is.
yeah, where the hammer is, and
Oh, yeah.
the god where I was spoken to in a metaphysical way and told to wait until the next day, and go there. That's where I'm heading.
Amazing. You have no problem getting there. Only thing I have is, where is the right thing? Cool. This is it. All right, awesome. As you approach, you do see your hammer is glowing, with what you would think is just the normal kind of glow of it sitting in a forge for as long as it did. It does. Do you reach to pick it up?
I think he knows hot bad, so he tries with
But it's a longer hammer, right? So like the handle's not especially in the flame or anything, but like the whole actual head of it is glowing very heavily.
Okay, yeah. So as long as I like go try to like test at the handle, and if it doesn't seem like it's going to be super hot, I would lift it out and look at the glowing, like stare intently into the hammer's head and the glowingness, and seeing if it sparks any more divine intervention.
Yeah, that's a great description. I'm going to say, I'll let you choose. I'll give you an Arcana check with advantage because you are a rune knight fighter and you specifically inscribe this rune, or you can give me a religion check with advantage, and this will be something different that is given to you from the word of the god that chose you.
I'm gonna go with Arcana.
Arcana, cool.
No, I take it back. They're the exact same thing, but I'm gonna go with religion just because I think I'm looking for divine inspiration, and that makes more sense. Sure. I'm not looking for something that I did. I'm looking for guidance in my path from something more powerful than myself. I should be a warlock, is what I'm saying.
Maybe you'll get some warlock shit out of this, brother.
Multi-class.
I don't want. I don't want to be a warlock. I was just saying that for fun.
No one hates
religion.
Class.
16.
16. As you pull, as your hand like grasps around the hilt of this hammer, and it's a longer hilt, like probably about 3 or 4 feet. This is a huge hammer. And so in your arms, it's even like you almost have to grab it heads up all the way. But as you do, you feel like the flame dissipate from the hilt, not the hilt, but the warhammer aspect of it. It filters down right in as soon as it touches your fingertips, grasping it. You feel it string along your arms and up your veins, through up into your throat, and suddenly you feel like you're choking, like there's smoke, and it's hard to. And then suddenly, as that appears, it dissipates, and you feel a larger affiliation to this hammer in your hands. I will say right off the bat, I haven't made it yet, but it's going to be a +1 to attack and damage, so +2 total, and it graduates to a D12 for hits.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
It still keeps it also keeps the blinding smite aspect of it as well.
All right. So actually, I was just reading. So I was actually looking into that, and I guess I need some clarity. So is it that I could cast blinding smite like once, but is it if I throw the hammer, it's something when I use it with the blinding smite? Like, can I throw the hammer and it just be like the D12 damage and it comes back?
I'm going to say the evolution of this hammer for you evolves into both aspects. You can use it. Originally, you could only use it as a melee, as a thrown weapon. Now you can use it as a melee weapon as a bonus action, just like a paladin to cast smite. You can use it basically as melee now.
Okay.
Before you could only use it as ranged.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Cool. As you pull the fire, and you feel that complicitly, as like where that fire sits, that came up your arm from the hammer when you did it, it subsides slightly, but you still feel a flicker of it. And you get the understanding that there is something that Aule has given you with this hammer, that something else will come as well. So you feel that
Okay.
in like your chest, and it's just a weird feeling, and it's so intellectual, it's so like abstract for Z and like any kind of troll society he would begin with, but like it's so emotionally and like positively charged, you just believe it.
Okay. All right. Um, I would then actually head over to Eldar because we're dripping on with grip together. We're waiting on her drippy grip together, and so now it's time to go hammer in his door and make sure that he's ready to fetch my stuff for me because I feel like he has a more deeper connection to Elrond than I do, even though Elrond, I was the one that won the role.
True.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you dip out, you go wait back towards you go try to find Eldar. You imagine where he might be. You probably go meet him at Elrond's, honestly. You don't think he had much else to do this morning. But with that, we go to Osiris. You are up with Cerador, you're on deck. Osiris wakes up, whether or not he engages too much with the group or Frodo and Sam with the hearty early breakfast. The sun is up and the city is yours, sir. What do you do? Oh,
Muted.
can't hear you, buddy.
He would probably say like a morning prayer,
Hmm.
and have kind of a,
Give me a religion check. For fun.
for fun. Let's do
For
it.
fun. Are you praying to your god that chose
Yeah.
you? Okay, cool. 6, 7, no problem. It was a short
Cloudy
evening.
today.
Everyone gets 5 temporary HP at breakfast. You bless the meal. That's all.
Okay, very good.
Cool. And what else does Osiris do as the morning progresses forward?
From the outside, it would just look like Osiris is just walking around and just kind of like looking, maybe studying. But on the inside, he knows of Numenor, and he would be alone most of the day, walking throughout the land, looking and admiring, and probably being his first time here, just soaking it all in. And, it's a long time, 8 to 2 p.m. So that's a long time for him to be walking around. So he would have probably been everywhere. I don't know what the odds are of being near Clove when that argument took place of Thranduil.
I'm not even gonna make you roll for it because I will say as you're wandering, a member of the dwarven contingent approaches you. This would be shortly maybe after you left, like they were almost kind of waiting for you. They know where you'd be. And go ahead. Actually, no. You don't need to roll me this trick. No, this is someone you recognize just based off of like almost because dwarves they don't just have the captaincy promotion colors. They have like some little familial sigils, things like that, etched into their armor, and you immediately notice this one. And this was the house of Aduna Kor, which is one of the lords of Moria, and the person that's wearing this is the nephew of someone you fought in one of the northern campaigns with against Drakes. Whether or not you want to create his name, but it's him as the nephew of the Aduna Kor family line, and he approaches you with a piece of paper in his hand, and he goes, "Master Cyrus, you disappeared from Erebor, and now we get this. How do you send this to the Glittering Halls? How can I send this to my father? You're abandoning us."
He looks puzzled. It's kind of like coming out of a trance almost, and like waking up. You know how like people are talking, but it sounds like really like Charlie Brown teacher.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. And he just grabs the letter instinctively or whatever he's holding in his hand and opens it to read it. Like,
And it's verbatim exactly your New Will and Testament is what it is. And you can see just like he looks crestfallen because you're such a wizened elder warrior of the Lonely Mountain that he basically intercepted this. You sent your missive to the Glittering Halls to go north to Erebor. He kind of intercepted this, and he's asking you, why are you giving up on the fight? This isn't the Dwarven way.
he looks down and almost like a knee-jerk reaction. And you can see as he's saying it, like he's almost remorseful in the middle, catching himself, kind of just yelling and shouting. Because I'm assuming this is not the guy that he gave the original piece of paper to send.
No, you recognize this person as someone who was in the War Council meeting last night
Uh-huh.
that was, he recognized you. He knows who you are, and maybe the other dwarves didn't. So you get the feeling like this is very much he has family, perhaps his father that you fought with in the glittering halls that brought this back, and like he's not saying that they didn't send it forward. Because dwarven honor, that's something that of course you know that they would still send it on, but he's confronting you asking what this is about.
Yeah, and so he'll instinctively, like a knee-jerk reaction, yell, "What is the meaning of this? This was not placed in your hands. Tell me, I demand it of you."
And yeah, and you start shouting this. Osiris says, this is something that immediately draws the crowd of everyone. This is still a war camp. It's a very busy thoroughfare, even though, Frodo and Sam's house is kind of off to the side of this paradise. It's still very much in like the city square of what's happening. And people go silent when you start shouting. You see,
like, I'll like, it'll start off with me berating him and just, completely upset. Like this was not to be in his hands. This was like private. And so, but again, you'll see that look of remorse in his eyes as he realizes like what he's doing.
And I think, and you recognize this person as a bright sculptor is their familial name. You knew Grudeo, bright sculptor, and you knew he had several sons. So you're not sure exactly who this might be, but like the way they're coming at you, it does. They notice how you react and they shrink back. They slowly skulk back, and I'm sorry, Master Ironfoot. It was delivered, but my father, he was Grudeo. He loved you. You fought beside each other against the Wyverns of the North, and I've heard stories, and I can't believe you'd leave us.
At some point, kind of gathering what's going on, he would probably look around to make sure no one heard him. And obviously, a camp full of silent people staring at him would just embarrass him.
Well, and yeah, it was a momentary thing. Like when you were shouting it like that drew the crowd, and then like Kiernan came back and he kind of not whispered it, but spoke very softly to just you. And, then the bustling crowd starts to pick up a little again. And, depending on if you want to approach him and discuss further or.
Yeah, I'd place my arm around him and say, please walk with me. I apologize for my shouting. It's early in the morning. I didn't get quite the prayer I'd hoped to get out.
These fucking elves, though, right? They sing all the goddamn time.
The fucking elves, yes. Anyways, don't say that too loud and draw any more attention. And I'd kind of like walk him to kind of a private area. Maybe if there's like, a sandy beach area where there's no one around, and just kind of walk him out that way outside of the camp.
There is a river that goes through the city here. You could definitely walk him towards that. Otherwise, you could walk him out towards the trees. But you would know, because when you first came to the city, there is a magical barrier around this city and the surrounding forest to an extent. So you could lead him either way, which you would want to do. But you feel no matter what, the elves are pretty British. They're going to give you the privacy even if they are hearing it.
Yeah. So I'm specifically heading towards the water that I would know, and the private spot, and just,
No problem.
Tell him I'm feeling a bit old. This task, this monumentous task I was put forth to do is a young man's job, and I'm an old man in a young man's game, and I'm not giving up. I don't get the feeling I once used to, picking up an axe and a shield and heading forth into battle.
And yeah, you see, there's no persuasion check or anything needed. You see, he adores you. You're like a hero figure to him through his father. And he kind of just nods. Oh, that's such a relief, Lord Osiris. I don't know what we do without the Iron Fist to help us through this fight. And he's just looking to you inspired.
He'll say, just please keep this in private. This is my family affairs and what to do for my lineage in case I take one wrong step and fate is not on my side.
Of course, Lord Ironfist. Of course, we dwarves, we know all about the importance of contracts. And of course, I sent it along as soon as, it got it. But my father sent one back, and he was just worried about you, and I feared the worst. But I'm very relieved to hear your commitment to our effort.
I have one more thing I'd ask of you since you came to me. And the bulk of platinum that he got largely went unspent. he'll probably give the majority of it to him, asking him to get to his family and, instruction to them, and they'll know what to do. Basically, he sent instruction to, he's a lord, and his people are his priority, and so he wants his family to use that money to the benefit of Erebor and, those that are kind of under their care.
Okay, yeah. And I imagine, Sirius like hands him the purse and says like specifically he wants it used for the dwarven war effort more so than anyone else.
Uh-huh.
And to protect his family most specifically. Yeah, cool number. Do you give him all of your money?
Not all of it. No, I'm gonna
How much do you keep?
You gave us 1,200 platinum.
That sounds about right.
Okay, I'll probably keep. I'll give him 1,000 platinum, and I'll keep the 200 platinum.
Cool. Mark that down. Awesome. I would say about this time you would be kind of questioning, like, oh, well, he said this went through, and I imagine Osiris then might go check to make sure the messenger went through in the tent, in which then he probably would be getting the tail end of Clove's talk and Thranduil's comments specifically. But depending on how you want to have that role play, how he would enter or do anything about it, but he would hear of it.
It depends on what I heard. If I heard, I would probably.
You would have heard the whole part where Thranduil says he will not risk further excursions into lands unless they're outside. Outside, he wouldn't do it for family members. Like he'll do it for Erebor, which he got overruled on. But they're sending help. But Thranduil, you heard him shut down Clove, saying, "I'm not sending anyone there. The dwarves of Moria, if they want to do something, they can send someone there. We've got enough shit."
Right.
And so you get there's a lot of tension between the dwarves and elves war effort here.
Right. And I hear that. And at that point, I think he'd probably walk up to Clove and say, "Pay him no mind. He's been on this earth for far too long. I'll reach out to the dwarves of Moria. I'll see if they can send in a reconnaissance. And upon our return, if it means that much to you, I'll head in with the information we've been given to see if we can find any one of your family's members."
You would do that for me, Osiris? But don't you have, I'm sure you're busy. Don't you have your own family you need to worry about?
My affairs are in order. I've been chosen, put to a task to protect the people of Middle-earth. And if there's no people left to protect, then what am I doing this for?
And Clove, at this point, you'll just she almost gets silent, and you just see tears start streaming down her face as she just lunges at you and just gives you such a big hug and buries her little face. "Thank you so much. They're just children, and I didn't know what I was gonna do because I can't do anything to help them.
And
Thank you so much, Osiris."
And I'll scoff at Thranduil and end my turn there.
Cool. Yeah, it will close out that scene for Osiris. I don't think he has much else left to do, which is great. We'll move on to Ceridor now. And yeah, Thranduil's just annoyed by you guys. But Ceridor, you are up. The morning greets you. Breakfast is made. If you would like to talk to any of the hobbits, you of course may. But otherwise, is there anything he would be moving on to do to the early afternoon? Where again, another war meeting has been adjourned for late afternoon for afternoon supper, so to speak.
He would have definitely thanked his gracious hosts, and then he would have scooped up his food and made his way out. He's on a mission to go, now that he's talked to the fellow who has stated where he should go and inquire about finding more information or getting a letter sent to the Ents. His Gondorian friend of friendish, whatever.
It was your buddy from Rohan.
Rohan.
And it was Diorthane was his name. You knew his father Duthane. But no matter what, they were in charge of Orthanc, and he gave you a slip of paper, basically giving you carte blanche to abuse the messengers of men. And so at this point, you could have either kind of gone alongside, depending on when Clove went, but you would have probably ended up seeing Osiris and Clove at some point if you went that way. But
Yeah.
I think you might also need an interpreter unless you go to a specific faction.
This is true. He's gonna just go and he's gonna start asking, and he's gonna see if he can find somebody who understands him.
And which I will say, you did notice when Diorthane was talking to you, he did speak in Elvish.
Okay, cool.
So
Good.
yeah, so you're
didn't
very
think about
fully
that.
aware of men might not speak your language, but you have enough connection to some where it might work, and of course you can have translators too.
Yeah, he's just gonna wing it, and he's gonna go in, and we're gonna see.
Amazing. Let's see. So as he approaches one of the messenger teams here, go ahead and give me a persuasion check with advantage because you do have a piece of writ from one of the commanders of men.
Persuasion.
It's gonna be a 15, 20, 25, gets you everything you want. Oh boy.
I'll take that advantage and
15.
take that 16.
15, yeah, you beat that 15, no problem. So yeah, you see some of the messengers, not Thran, he doesn't seem to pay attention to you. Some of the messengers begin to coalesce around you, obviously knowing again, your troop is starting to get more and more well-renowned as the days pass here. One of them approaches you and, Master Fellowship, Lord Elrond requested, and she looks nervously at Thranduil as she says this, Lord Elrond requested we give you anything you need, and I know you have the writ from, oh god, I forgot his name already, Lord Kiernan, or Dorthane, I'm sorry, Lord Dorthane, anything we can do. And so, like, I imagine you then say you want to contact the Ents somehow.
Yes.
They give you a couple of options on this, and they're willing to do all of them because you've got quite a bit of renown around you with Elrond and the advantage there. So I'll give you 2 out of 3 if you want to have searches here. And so it'll be out of Rohan, Moria, and then the east or the west of Gondor. So you've got 3 basically directions to search to see if you can find some Ents.
Okay. I know I got told previously when I asked, I thought west was what was stated.
West is where Thranduil said the Ent wives were, and that's where he thinks they would go. But he doesn't know for sure, they haven't been seen.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so
So-
there and just the Rohan area, because I feel like that would be kind of the general vicinity around in here.
Gondor,
so,
Rohan?
Yeah.
Cool. Give me 2 D20 luck rolls.
Oh boy.
And now I'll be able to tell you if they are spotted.
Oh, that 4
Rohan,
sucks.
not good.
Hey.
Gondor, through, and ironically enough, this is something where one of the scribes supposedly goes, we just got this from Lord Imrahil out of the west of Gondor. There have been sightings of the Ents moving along the coast, but they're entering the enemy-controlled area southeast or southwest of Eriador. So that would be in this forest area. They don't know exactly where, but they saw them moving along the coast through these forests.
Oh, interesting choice. Okay, so
I had to ration out. Rohan rolled shit, Gondor rolled great.
that's fair. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I guess if there's any way to get contact with them, just
And-
to
Yeah, knowing that the scribes would kind of be a little torn, they're again going to leave it a little up to you. Gondor had a presence up here where they saw it happening. So you could commission a battalion of, horses or a ship even to try to follow along the coast. Those are a couple options. Or you could try to see if the dwarves or elves came out of the west and could intercept them somehow. You know they were heading towards here with the dwarven area. That's where the Entwise were last spotted thousands of years ago.
Okay.
But
Well,
that seems to be where they're migrating.
Yeah, I mean, if that seems to be where they're migrating, and if they're a little, I feel like the Ints would probably still assume that that's where they're located because that just sounds very much like them. I would say maybe intercepting them out this way would be the better approach rather than trying to send somebody into dangerous territory.
Okay, cool. So that would be, do you want the elves or the dwarves to intercept them?
Elves.
Because that area, okay.
Yeah, dwarves now.
But that is a very large dwarven area controlled there. That's the only reason I asked. So the elves definitely can. No problem. Cool. Go ahead and roll me a D100, and we'll see if they find any sight.
Proceeds to do the opposite of roll a 99.
Pretty
Rolls a 1.
good.
Hey, that's not bad, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you get the feeling the intelligence here is sound. Gondor, especially, as you're even talking to like the Elven Quarter, you hear men just start barking shit, and you don't understand common tongue, right? So like you
Nope.
just hear people yelling, and the elves start like scribbling furiously, and they then translate to, oh no, we saw the remnants of the Ents. They weren't going along the coast. We saw them moving along the tree lines, picking up other tree Ents, and moving along towards the west. And so you feel very confident that right now this is some new intelligence that maybe even the War Council hasn't gotten yet. That maybe this coast isn't as patrolled as you thought. If especially Ents are rolling through forests and knocking around shit. So that's a little bit more you glean from it off that roll.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
yeah, I'll say, you definitely get to you can send out a couple messages for the elves to try to intercept as a party. Is there any Ent, you don't have to give me a name or anything. Is there anything that you would want them to try to reach out, like friendship wise? Is there any kind of like passphrase to say, hey, we might need your help kind of thing? Is there anything Serdar would know to?
I mean, I feel like he would. I feel like he just would mention his name, and then if there was ever that moment of hesitation, just he kind of has that title that's kind of more or less been given to him, just kind of like the Phantom of Fangorn. Just be like, hey, me, that one elf guy that you guys, adopted.
Oh yeah,
Just trying to reach out, make sure you're safe, and if their intentions are to assist or protect themselves, that it would be nice to incorporate their assistance if they're willing.
absolutely, no problem. And and as the chaos of again like this meeting messenger like flurry room happens, you see Clove and Osiris kind of almost talking heatedly to Thranduil in a tongue you don't maybe understand. And you're talking, getting translated through this elf patron. And you can just go, okay, well, yeah, if just mention my name and tell them to try to stay in contact with us, and we can try to survive this together, kind of thing, right? And
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah, and so like yeah, you get the feeling that that message goes off. You see Osiris and Clove kind of like bickering with Thranduil a bit, but he kind of just go, okay, well, I guess leave unless he has anything else he wants to. He wants to go see Elrond, right? Because Elrond took his ring with Galadriel to purify it further.
Yep, indeed.
So I imagine that'll be his afternoon. We'll break there. Kustig, you're up, and then we will start our second round. Or I'm sorry, Eldar, you're up. I skipped. Eldar, you're up with Kustig on deck, and then we will quickly.
Okay. Well, I only take 4 hours of sleep, so after those 4 hours, I get up and I angrily eat something in the morning because in my head I'm like, are these elves morons? Does everybody not know history? Every moment we waste, more lives are dying, more people are dying, things are happening. So, yeah, I sit here an extra day and wait. Like, we need to get moving on this mission. He's thinking all this in his head. I just want to point that out. He's thinking this is such a waste of time because if anybody remembers history of the First Age, the more time we sit around, sitting on our asses, the more people are dying. So he gets very frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'll wait till it's an appropriate time to go find Elrond, which I'm assuming that's when Z is going to pull up.
Yeah, I imagine, yeah, if Eldar does specifically take his time, and I imagine he would be very frustrated because he, like, and I'm sure he picked up on that with Elrond and Galadriel a bit too, is, it's frustrating trying to wait with the time of the elves to make this happen. And
well, he knows better. He's an elf. He knows better. He was here through the First Age.
He's been around far enough to every battlefield. He does know better. He knows that action needs to be taken.
The more you sit on your ass, the more people die. He's played this game twice.
Cool.
For 2 wars.
And so, yeah, okay, yeah, if Eldar doesn't have anything he would like to do in the morning, we'll move
to he just wants to get his ring. He just wants to get his ring and go.
We'll move to mid-morning the next time. So Kustig, you're up. Z, you'll be on deck with moving.
So wait, are we not doing the rings now?
No, I imagine this is the early morning, and I imagine like just after noon, you guys will all meet to go see Elrond.
Okay.
So I'm trying to
okay.
Merge everything together and then get a path.
Okay, I
so
understand.
If no one else has anything they want to do before going to see Elrond about these rings, I know there's a couple. Like I know Kustig needs to go to Olmo's temple, and I don't know what Clove wants to do or Osiris, but I know a couple people are going to Elrond to see rings, and so if we want to do that right now, we can. But let's get Kustig's first.
Well, that's fine. Do whatever you gotta do.
Cool. So, Kustig, you wake up in the morning, eat a hearty breakfast provided by 2 small elderly hobbits, and the day is yours.
And I would do the exact same thing as I did last time. It's just this time I would leave all of my I pack everything behind, including the Palantir, and just go back to the almost temple. And this is super early. This is like before sun comes up. And I start walking. And I go down. It's just me, just in pretty much like a long flowing shirt and kind of like busted up, torn ass, long shorts, almost like just like I'm poor. Just and I just do. I just go down back where I was because I just feel like I have to from the last time I was there. Because for some reason, when I got back, I was exhausted, and so I do. I just make my way back down, kind of the exact same way, just a little more focused.
Amazing. Yeah. And as you do, and of course, the interesting part about going to this temple is it's on the eastern coast or the western coast, I'm sorry. So, as Kustig leaves in the morning, he kind of does it with the stealth of a rogue. I'm not going to make him anyone roll perception. He sneaks out kind of early enough in the worry of night to stumble back towards this calling he felt with the Palantir, and he left it behind. As Kustig does roll into the temple, he sees. Again, it goes down into a valley. Like this is all very elevated land, and it goes down into an almost like coastal temple risen up with the waves lapping against it. And all you see, Kustig, as you look west, all you see are a shimmering blackness. And the stars, you've navigated them before, but you see surrounding it is a shimmering elseness. And from everything you've been hearing, you can see the doors of night are open. And suddenly you see the sun cresting from behind you, and you realize you're already sitting in the temple. You're already clasping your fingers together, and not in a clasping way, but more of a your fingertips are together praying, and you feel this wetness from your trident surround you, and it's searching, going all around your body, and suddenly it locks in your left elbow, and you realize that was the hand you were holding the Palantir in. And you feel just wetness surround your entire elbow in just one specific place, and it sinks below into your skin, and you feel that corruption dissipate. As Kustig opens his eyes, he sees sitting before him a pair of goggles, wingtips going up the sides and feathers flowing along where the ears would connect, and they strap back on just below his nose. Kustig now has the eyes of Thorondor, and I'll add that later. But I will tell you now, you don't need to identify. When activated, these lenses will give you +2 perception and wisdom, as well as giving clear visibility and eagle sight up to 100 feet. You can see in any area without hindrance, as well as communicate with animals. It lasts for 1 hour.
Yeah, I'm Aquaman.
And that's when Kustig then kind of almost comes back to his senses, looking down, and he just sees these this pair of eagle filigree goggles sitting in his hands where he was almost praying. And he still feels, he doesn't feel wetness, but he feels like the residual mental effects of wetness traveling along his arm from where it cleansed him from the Palantir corruption up to his neck and back to eternity into the water.
I take them, put them on, but I don't put them on my eyes, put them around my neck, and then I sit there for another moment, kind of myself, and then I just slowly leave, make my way back. Do I feel
and I would say as you're making your way back, no problem. You do so, and again, you are holding these goggles, and just for flavor, they are the eyes of Thorondor, Lord of the Eagles. Just because I know Jason was really upset about no eagles. But as you move back, you do you kind of converse with seeing Osiris and Clove, who look very distraught as you're walking back into the main square. They're kind of moving back towards maybe Sam and Frodo's abode to maybe take a little rest. You all kind of start to converge, and then you see Z coming down from the Dwarven Quarter with a big old fucking grin on his face and just tossing around this hammer up and down.
Mjolnir.
Yeah, basically fucking Thorin Mjolnir, basically, yeah. He's super fucking stoked, but he's still short. Cool. That's
Oh,
gonna
he's
bring
still
us to
short.
Z. Unless you had anything else to do going into the evening.
Yeah, I don't know about the where time is, but like I said, I went to find Eldar to make him be my
Yep.
intermediary between somebody between me and
Elron, no
Elrond.
problem.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem. That's what we're moving towards. I'm trying to just kind of group everyone together because that's going to be a pivotal moment here. So unless there's anything Z wants to do in Lorien here, which is again like an elven city full of magic war council, like is there anything else he would want to do? I would say we're starting to get into the downplay of this role play. You guys aren't going to get to buy more stuff. You aren't going to get to negotiate, and so if there's anything else you want, this is the turn to ask for it.
Yeah. No, I think I'm good.
Cool. All
No,
right.
I don't think I even have the money to go get that armor, so I think that's a moot point for me.
Okay. So we got Z done. Osiris, you're up. Anything else you would like to do today?
For clarification, Andy said that we each got 1,000 plat as a reward. He said the armor was 1,000.
I thought we each got 500.
The armor
Yeah,
was
I think-
1,500. It dropped us 1,200 to bribe the officials to allow him to do this, to give it to her, based off of finding out who you guys are and Clove's family's fucked. That's what this guy found out.
Also, that reminded me of something actually I do want to say. If I would have heard the whole sad time messaging, like if I was like in the area of that
You
happening,
wouldn't have been.
okay, then I got
Yeah, you
nothing.
wouldn't have been, unfortunately. You were complete different district. Yeah, you were at the dwarves area.
All right,
I was
got
like,
nothing.
Aaron, did we get 1,000 or 500 platinum?
I
Because
think it
that
was
will definitely change.
500, because that's what I have in my
I believe it was
inventory.
500 platinum apiece, and then
Okay.
yeah, you had 1,100, or you had 1,000 with Z's, and
Mhm.
so
Okay.
yeah, you need an extra 2 for him to be able to do it.
That's okay.
Okay.
If you
can
voiced
recommend-
that, I would be willing to share because I don't have much to spend mine on.
Which that's something we can get to in a minute here. So Osiris, you kind of came back. You were with Clove the whole time, so we're coming back to that point where you all might leave that messenger station. Cerador, is there anyone else you would have went to? I mean, if you would have went to Elrond on your own, that's perfectly fine.
At a point, I would have whenever everybody else was probably going because like his
Okay.
major thing was trying to find a way to contact the Ents,
Cool.
and he's already kind of had his little bit of some extra stuff.
Yeah.
If Elrond wanted him, then he would go to him. Otherwise,
which-
he's
And yeah, and so then it would really be if Eldar had anything he wanted to do before everyone meets up again, and then we're gonna go right into the.
I just want to get my ring.
You want to hear it? Okay, cool. So yeah, you just fucking chill with Sam and Frodo for a while. Awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
When you ask me, Aaron, the only thing I would very publicly make a message to Moria saying send a reconnaissance mission to find Clove's.
No
Close.
problem.
Yeah,
No problem.
that's
Yeah,
it.
you can do that. No problem with your dwarven connections. Absolutely. And so yeah, okay. So as everyone, well, Clove, Osiris, and Cerador are exiting like the messenger tent. Kustig, you see kind of like still exhausted, a little bit beleaguered, coming up, but looking resolute from the west where the river would be. You see Z coming from the northeast where the dwarven encampment was, and he's looking fucking happy, wielding a fucking new hammer. Not new, but it looks different. And everyone else kind of like coalesces here. I will say with that, you all kind of go towards Elrond to resolve the rest of the rings here. You enter his abode. He welcomes you without any type of, with every type of familiarity, I should say. And, you know, Cerador, even you are taken aback a little bit to how much he is familiar because of your conversation last night. But he welcomes all of you. You see Anarion, the ring wraith, also standing still, looking over a map of Numenor. There, you seem to see a couple like toothpicks and like troop movements of like how the invasion of that island could happen, and to support you. You see Galadriel slowly walk in, and as then the war meeting progresses, I'm going to above table ask once more. I know you guys want your rings; those are coming. But is there anything else you want to do? This is a save point.
You're literally killing me.
Cool.
You asked that like 700 times.
Yeah, just of note, Clove would have written that if before we leave, this doesn't have to be now. She would write letters to all of her family members and give them to Sam and Frodo and say like if they make it here, if you're able to get these to them, I know some are safe. Please pass these on. That's it.
Amazing. Cool.
I've got some off-screen shopping, but nothing major. Mostly minor crap. So I'll wait.
We'll roll that in. Yeah, you can just send that to me, and I'll give you a hit or miss.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'll send you my gear too, because I want like a climbing kit and shit like that.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
I'll send
like
you my
minor
stuff.
things.
That kind of
Same.
stuff, no problem. Absolutely. Cool.
So,
all right.
actually, with the new knowledge of like there may be some tweaks to my story based on what you're willing to allow my because again, my interpretation of what trolls were are not what is not kind of working out for me. So
that was always going to be something we'd talk about. Yeah, that's no problem.
Okay.
No problem. Just literally throw me whatever you're concerned with, and that's no problem. We'll make it work. That's no problem. Cool. As this war council reconvenes, you all see, again, the numerous maps of Numenor, of the troop movements in the Middle Earth and Beleriand. And as you guys are all kind of moving together, Kustig, Anarion is going to move towards you specifically and try to explain a little bit more of Numenor. And as he does so, everyone's still kind of grouped together here. At this point, I would actually say I'm going to reverse a little bit. At this point, Elrond has given the rings to Eldar, Z, and Cerador. You guys have gotten your rings back. Cerador's is cleansed. Z and Eldar, yours are. Jeez, I need to fucking pull it up. I suck.
We didn't know at all what they did before we turned them in. Just
correct. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah, I need to remember.
I figured you did, but I want to make sure. I just want to let you know that you didn't share it with us. So.
We originally had failed our roles on having them cleansed, but then I had negotiated into him giving it another roll with my natural 20, and so that's what we were waiting the one day for, just as a reminder.
Correct. No, yeah. With your natural 20, you made it so he can cleanse any ring. Elrond can with enough time and spell slots. He can cleanse any ring. So, the 9 coming back, it's going to be Eldar. You get a +1 to your. I will add it, but I'm just telling you for flavor. You get a +5 max HP and a +1 save to your dex saves. So just note that down because I got to still create the ring and it should work. So with the second cleansing for Zalaji, it was a -1 to charisma saves, but it got cleansed, so it's a +1 to charisma intellect saving throws and a +5 max HP. So again, just note this in case I ask you later. For Cerador, he's going to complete yours with Galadriel.
I'm sorry, you said +1 dex save for mine?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
For Cerador, you had the Broadbeam Topaz ring. They're cleansing yours further, so you no longer have a negative max to your HP. You get a +5 to your max HP. And you get a +2 to your dex HP. Or your dex saving throw, I'm sorry.
My dex saving throw.
And then a +1 to your AC.
And if you just want to tell me the name of the ring,
I can.
And
that would make it much easier for me. Thank you.
Well, no, I can create it myself. Is what I was trying to
yeah, that's cool too. It's the Ring of Suladan. Oh, just copy and paste it.
Yeah, you get a copy. Yeah, because I'm not gonna be able to spell anything.
+2 dex saves.
Yeah, the Dwarven rings amp up quick.
Cool. So I get a +5 instead of a -5, and then I get an extra +1 to dex, and everything else is pretty much the same.
2 to dex.
Yeah, it's a +2 because it adds. You had a +1 last time. You get a plus.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Is I had a +1 prior. Now I have a +2.
Cool. All right. So those are Elrond and the rings. We're all kind of going back now to the last.
So wait 1 second. One last second. Do we have to? What is it called? Not attach. Oh my god.
Attune. Yes.
Attune. We have to tune
These
the
rings.
Okay.
Require attunement. If
That's
you
fine.
wish for their properties, you don't have to attune them. You can possess them, but you don't have to equip them. They are friends. Andy. Oh, we didn't roll for that. We'll do it later. Cyrus has 2 rings that are corrupted, so we'll deal with that later. Cool. So we go back to quickly. I want to try to wrap this up. I know everyone's ready for bed. We go back to a quick at the end of the day, unless last call, anyone has anything to do, questions, buys, or you can buy later. Whatever. Cool. We're going on. Another War Council meeting. Galadriel's there. Elrond, Thranduil, all of you are there. Many of the higher generals. And as you guys are all sitting around, finalizing exactly which one ship. Who's going to captain which? All the minute details are slowly getting resolved as the afternoon folds into the night. As the afternoon does fold into the night, I will say, Kustig, you and Anarion are just hovering over these maps of Numenor, trying to find the best place for you to arrive, what could be best for Galadriel. At this point, he does bump into you, and he touches where the pouches of your Palantir. When this happens, he immediately collapses and starts writhing on the floor. I need you to give me a DC 15 saving throw with advantage. And I'll tell you
What kind
why.
of saving throw?
Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw. I'm sorry. This is going to depend if. Pretty good.
If he dies.
12 beats it. 12 beats it. As you do, you feel from the pouch in your waist where you see Anarion drop, and then you feel a rush of water coalesce around your upper body and your arm, right where you grab it, and you still fall to the ground prone, but you do not take a point of exhaustion. I need now everyone who is owning a ring, everyone who has one, to make a DC Wisdom saving throw. And I'm going to tell you right now, Eldar and Z, you need to beat a 15 because yours are cleansed. Sarador, yours is 20. Elrond
I got
and
a 22.
Galadriel's are 25.
Oh, mine's higher? I thought mine was cleansed more
It
than
means
theirs.
you'll fail.
What's my DC? Because I might not even be able to save it if it's.
Osiris, you're a 30.
Yeah, I won't. I mean, I
Yeah,
can't.
you
save
have
that.
you have two corrupted rings.
Yeah.
Mine's. I thought mine was cleansed more than theirs was. Because mine's
No,
been done.
yours is more cleansed. Your DC's lower.
Okay,
I
you
don't
said
have-
20.
I don't
That's
I'm
why
sorry.
I
I'm
was
sorry if I
confused.
misspoke. Yeah.
Okay, I was confused. Like, wait a minute. I need a 20. Holy shit.
I don't
Yeah.
have a ring, right?
No, yeah, you still. The only persons who don't have rings are Clove.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure.
Kustig.
I was like, I don't think I have one.
Yeah, it's Clove and Kustig. Everyone else has
I do
a
not have
ring.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll because it's not combat, so
Yeah,
I
you're
can't.
not gonna
Natural
be able
20 automatically succeeds. 'Cause it's a
And
check.
yeah, so Osiris immediately falls to the ground, suffers 3 points of exhaustion. Galadriel and Elrond. Oh, I should have rolled for them, I guess. Gandalf falls to the floor.
That doesn't sound good.
Sorry, gang.
Galadriel falls to her knees.
Stop killing our allies.
Elrond stays
Damn.
standing like a fist on the war table, and the funny thing is everyone who holds the ring kind of starts to fall down to the floor. He quickly casts oh god, what's the name of the spell? It doesn't matter, whatever the name of the spell. You all can kind of connect thoughts. That's the name of the spell. He connects everybody who isn't holding a ring and everyone else in this war room meeting to a vision that immediately begins. All of the ring bearers feel this. Anyone who holds one feels a panic and a fear, a terror, as you look upon a black armored skull and mask. As this happens, a shrouded figure pulls away from the darkness, almost stretching reality, and his eyes meet yours. Every one of yours. You're all experiencing this vision through a singular point of view.
Fucking Morgo.
You feel the sudden ground erupt beneath you as you're pulled towards this black metal grip. What an odd sight to see you betray the Valar, Harold. And as he cuts off, he looks to the person he's gripping, which is all of you. You're all seeing this again, but the ring bearers feel this much more intricately. What an odd sight to see. You have your little tricks, don't you, Yavanna? Suddenly, you all feel yourselves lurched, the breath escaping your lungs, and you see just perfect picture of elvendom, more beautiful than Galadriel, almost barring the sights you saw when you first arrived in Valinor. Two perfect features, and just as the terror begins to feel in you as your breath catches in your throat, you feel a claw gripping there, your furred legs flailing. Suddenly you catch the crystal blue of his eyes, and a sudden calm and desire and peace fills you. Sauron turns your body away from him, and you all see fields of dead bodies. Thousands. Sarador, Eldar, you've seen battles like this and how they end, but that's not what this is. This was a ritual sacrifice, and You hear the voice of Sauron talk again into all your ears. Don't worry. We'll leave the doors of night open for you. And he turns you back to face him. And you see all these runes written in blood along the mountain face behind him, all covered in snow and drifts falling. My master will be ready for you soon. Oh, I can feel my rings. Interesting. I wonder what will happen when I forge mine again. And he keeps your eyes deadlocked on him. Now let's talk about the future. For my master, Tyrantarada, well, you saw part of the ritual with Galadriel. If poor Dunakor and Ovatha hadn't interrupted, Galadriel and her ring would have allowed us to return without the need of all this. And as he spreads his arm out, you see the corpses start to rise from the ground. And as he waves his arm, all the blood runes behind him dissipate. He looks back to the one kneeling in front of him. You, Zaunash, as I name you, Herald of Melkar. Go back to your little post for a while longer. You can keep me informed of what the foolish elves are doing in Valinor. And you see the shadowy figure vanish immediately in a plume of black smoke. Now, I want my rings back. It was difficult creating a new wraith in the unseen world, but I would like to keep my promises to my servants. I was able to read quite a bit about some of you in the brief moments before Galadriel spirited you away. I promise you, I will send my servants forth. And there are many hidden amongst all of your races, and my race will hunt down your family, one by one, until you return the rings to me at the Black Gates. It seems a fair offer, and if you don't, I'll just make new rings, and I'll do to your family what I did to Galadriel's. And you see someone step forth slowly. You guys did see only 5 ring race enter, but there is a 6th. And Eddie turns to the point of view of one of the race. The color spectrum kind of flashes, like, you know how movies, like, you see everything in the picture, but it's kind of like yellow, blue, green, like one after another. Does that a few times, then it goes like photo negative. And you all realize this is Galadriel's influence on what she's seeing, that you're all seeing. And you see the ring wraith form of her husband, Celeborn Teleporno. And the view quickly shifts back to Sauron. He smiles in his beautiful elven face. Winks. Well, Galadriel, you know what would happen if you resisted. And then the only person who feels this, it's like an immense psychic pressure. Serdor.
Oh, don't like that.
He looks at you. You immediately understand what's happening before everyone else. As everyone in this vision feels every single bone in their body start to snap, crack, move into odd angles. You know what this is. Everyone's vision fades to red and then to blindness. And as the screeching of pain and vision, everyone suffers. That's a good roll. 11 points of psychic damage.
Hey, guess what? We had 5 points of bonus XP.
There you go.
You have how much?
11
5 temp XP because of breakfast.
And as the vision starts to crack, crinkling, and you guys, everyone feels this pain, really, everyone except Clove, and I believe
I'm sorry, I don't have a ring.
Clove
So
and Acoustic don't feel this. You see it happening, and you like feel the emotions of it, but you don't take the damage because you're not a ring holder. And as everyone's vision fades to red and then blindness, screeching of pain, whimpering subsides, and then vision slowly returns, as well as a feeling of strength and frustration and panting and frenzy. You understand you have an intense hunger to hurt, to eat, to feast. And suddenly the vision cuts. All of you are back where you are with a profound sense of sadness. In the dying moments of the vision, as you come back to yourselves, you hear the softest crying of a woman far away. And with that, Galadriel is going to cast a 9th level Calm Emotions on everybody. I'm sure no one will be upset by that, but she's going to do that. And we're going to roll into the end of the session here, because the next session will be just you guys immediately getting on the boat and getting the fuck out of Dodge. I'm going to get all the items and stuff to you, so that's my plan.
Yeah. Sorry, Aaron, I wasn't able to create the ring the way I wanted. I used to have more options to choose and create an image.
It's annoying. Don't worry. I'll figure it out.
All right.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I'll figure it out. But before we roll out of that that scene, is there anything anyone would like to commentate or If not, we'll just pick up next game where you guys already have everything planned out ship-wise. You guys have a bit of a crew that you guys are going to teleport. They'll follow you back to, I assume, the eastern port, which is the most safest, if that's where you guys decide to flee to. But that's something you can communicate otherwise. As for anything boon-wise, I know I said I fucked up items. I didn't do it this week. I will get to it the next session. They're going to be waiting for you guys on the boat.
Very good.
Awesomeness.
Cool.
Yep.
Anything we missed anyone wants to get to? I'll ask one last time.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
'Cause, yeah, this might be the last time you're on friendly shores for a while. So you can absolutely think if there's anything you want to renege, buy, you want to go shopping for potions and shit.
Unless someone wants to give me 200 of their platinum to get my armor.
That's what I'll get.
Oh, actually, I
Okay.
need to roll for that.
I will buy health potions.
Are they available in this realm?
Oh boy. You get the idea that there are provisions available. Yeah, absolutely. And that's like, I'm not gonna make you guys like fucking go shopping. If you wanna, you guys should know about how much money you guys all have, I think.
Yeah, we should probably make some sort of like party pool of potions and stuff like that.
Eldar has also his bag of whatever you call it.
Poland.
Yep. And so like you guys do, I think I said you guys have like 400 platinum as a group, and then whatever you guys want to stuff in that too. So like you know, if you guys want to like pick up every goblin spear, you can, but that might not be able to be sold either. So like that's something we can work out economically. But yeah, you guys all got about, I think it was 1,500 for saving Galadriel platinum, or 1,200. I'll trust whatever you guys say.
No,
But yeah.
I thought it was 500 platinum.
500 platinum each, and then the party amount is what
There
we
you go.
have.
Beautiful. Keep me honest.
Yeah, I think we should have some sort of pool of, potions to make sure we have. And, if there's an equivalent of like a bag of holding, I think some of the party funds should buy one of those and fill it with potions.
Eldar does have a bag of holding. He got that game one. I remember he rolled really high. So
I have a bag of holding.
yeah.
I don't have it. I don't have it written down anywhere.
Well,
You
think I
do.
remember that. Yeah.
I remember that.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, that's how we got around everyone going, oh, well, what about weight encumbrance? And I was like, all right, Elrond,
You were
just,
like, here, just take.
here's
you
the
have
bag of
go.
holding, gang.
Yeah.
I will add it to my.
Yeah, and so, and I think originally he gave you guys like 600 platinum or something to leave the city, and you guys bought like, just basic stuff about like half. So you probably have like 500-600 platinum in the group funds. Outside of then, yeah, what you guys got for saving Galadriel, which was, I think we agreed, 1,200 platinum.
Okay.
So I can't take 200 of the group plus all of mine plus all of Z's.
If you want to.
That seems.
Oh, my.
You could ask, and like I said, I'll donate 100 if somebody else will donate the other 100.
I vote take it out of the party.
Just
I
take the
mean,
party. Well,
if you're right.
I don't want to take the party funds if not everyone is okay with that, because that's like fucking more. That is so much money.
I'm going to do you a favor, Clove. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if Frodo survived Sauron coming back.
What? Oh no! I don't want
That's
to
a
risk
3.
him.
Frodo's dead. So
No! Why are you ruining everything?
Doesn't
the
sound like
shock
much
of
a
it
favor.
the shock of it was a very real possibility. It was under an 8, and I rolled a 3. So Frodo's dead.
Why? How is this doing Global favor? Killing one of her idols? Now her family's fucked. Her idol died. Oh God! The mental trauma she's just experienced on this little thing.
Well, yeah.
Good God!
Above the table, I am also down for strategic strikes into the Shire to get close family members back.
Yeah.
I think that would be a couple fun sessions of killing orcs and avoiding patrols and trying to see party members get broken.
Oh God, y'all! Chloe is close. Chloe's close to breaking here.
Well, and I've had thoughts of like how fun it would be for like little mini sessions where like travel time happens where it's maybe 2 sessions where you guys are just bad guys trying to like fucking enslave the Shire and shit. I thought that'd be cool.
No, we go Inglorious Bastards on like an orc thing where we just go and
Hey,
or that'd be fun too,
Fuck 'em
man.
up.
Like,
how much of the party? How much party funds do we have left? Just so I can keep accurate total in here.
If Clove took hers, I'd say you guys have like 200 platinum.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, did I take it? Are people cool with that?
You said 500.
What?
You only needed 1,200 with that note, so you had 1,000. So
I gave 100.
you only needed 100.
And
Okay.
then didn't you just say we got
Aw.
1,200 party plat? So wouldn't that be 1,100?
I think I said that, but I'm pretty sure everyone corrected me was 1,000.
Okay, so well, even that would make it 900.
Yeah, you got it with Z's money. Yeah.
And then
Oh,
also we got we had some previous money according to what I heard earlier. So
That was, yeah. You
I
guys
think
have about
Clinton's
300-400
asking
platinum.
for a total amount.
Yeah,
And
we have
I'm
a
doing
lot
some
of
rough math. 1,400 plat sounds like about where we were
Wait,
total.
wait. That's for the party funds?
Yeah, for the party fund, right?
Party funds wasn't given to you guys for rescuing Galadriel. You guys got that as a personal bounty, basically.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
You guys got. We'll say everyone got 1,000 platinum, from that, and everyone bought their pieces and whatever. So like Osiris, I know you bought 2 pieces. We'll put you at. You've got maybe 200 platinum left. Z, you gave all yours to Clove. So
Yep.
Clove, you're sitting at 2,000 platinum. Eldar, you bought one thing, so you're
I already
200.
have that. I already have that calculated on here for my
Yeah.
personal.
And Kustig, I don't think you bought anything.
Mine
So
was given to me by the Lord.
I just
Yeah,
want to know to make a note of the bag of holding
No,
of our
look
party
at our
funds.
Oh, I've got our armor.
well,
I'm so excited. That thing's
A lot
beautiful.
of fucking money.
You're just taking pity on Clove because you're like, God, everything's going wrong for her.
well, I'm just gonna say that there's a certain hobbit that got shocked to death by Sauron returning. There might be a piece of mithril armor laying around.
Jason. Oh, yeah, because that's a Clove's dead body.
I might say that was a gift from
It was from Thorin.
Thorin Oakenshield, and that is claims of dwarven armor.
That is something everyone can wake up to in the morning, luckily. And then I'm gonna just show it because it's fun and I want you guys to see it. Here is your new.
Or new what?
Can you share screen?
I can absolutely do that. So you guys have quite a bit.
Oh.
The main
Ooh.
galleon level.
There we go.
So you guys have quite a bit of maneuverability. You have 2 harpoons here on the quarter deck, or on the back deck. I don't know fish shit. And this is a fucking annoying thing about this new one. Below deck, you guys do have a little bit more as well. So here's the main deck. You can see your 2 little tremaines. You got your steering. And then a little bit before lower, you do have your captain's quarters. This is a very big ship. You guys are going to have a lot of move to maneuver, but the lower decks, you do have some cannonballs. And this is a new technology for anyone in this world. This is something from the realms of men that has been brought to Valinor by Gondor. They've discovered black powder. So if
Right.
Kustig decides to maybe try to pick up a handgun or something in the future,
That's pretty cool.
that technology is now available to you guys, as you do know, like, this is happening. So anyone is applicable to try to make their own type of firearm via diplomacy, via intelligence, whatever you want, that is now introduced into the
Hey,
war.
Clove, you want to learn how to fire a cannon?
Yeah.
Oh, that is actually a great point. Before we sign off, oh God, where'd it go? I have it. I want to get a little bit of a little bit of homework. Nothing crazy, but there are, for naval combat, there is D&D rules where people assign themselves specific roles. And so I'm going to ask everyone to think about it. I'm not asking you to decide, but so there is a guide. So this would be like your navigator, someone who is concerned about the route, rest, supplies. The hunter, who's in charge of finding food. So this would be like fishing, provisions before you leave, things of that nature. There's the lookout, of course, keeping watch. And then there's a scout, which doesn't really help on the ship ability, but that's something where, again, I'll say instead of a scout, we have to nominate a captain and a first man before we set sail.
Well, we're traveling on what's his nuts' ship, so he would be the captain. It is his ship.
Well, and that would be up to you, because as far as he was concerned,
well, you already had me poring over the maps, so I'll just say I'm the navigator. Like, you already had me there with what to
Perfect. Yeah, and I was just gonna say, Immerhill wouldn't necessarily be the captain. He offered to lend you his ship, while he then navigated strikes along the coast against enemies. So he's giving you guys, as the group, the Fantastic Fellowship, the charge of his Gondorian warship.
Oh,
So
he is not going to be on it with us.
unless you wish him to be, his
Sure do.
role
He
would be
can't.
better
Yeah,
best used
absolutely.
directing attacks towards the enemy.
No,
So
absolutely. Because we're running the mission. I don't want to have to run the ship if I don't have to. If he can run the ship and we can sit there and still pour over how we're going to attack the island, then that's all the better. And I can do
and
the
yeah, and if that's and again, I would say he would nominate a first captain maybe for that.
Yeah, that's fine. If he wants me to be the mate, and that means I would have like I would run the deck. That's fine.
And yeah, I'm not gonna make you learn all the rules. There's D&D rules for everything. I'll give you all the options you can do with the ship during combat. Like that's no problem. But yeah, effectively, I would say Immerhill is not accompanying you on this voyage. And so just because then it opens up a little bit more of command for all of you as to direct the crew, and I think that's more fun for ship combat.
I think I have that either way, just because it's just yeah, if I'm not having to tell everybody on the
No,
ship what to do, just more our group, like, hey, go do this bullshit when shit hits the fan.
I'd say more than anything, you would get an extra bonus action to command someone to do something on the ship, like fire broadsides, turn, accelerate. Like I'll give you an extra bonus action as the captain to kind of do that, unless you delegate someone else to run the ship.
Okay, no, or like I was saying, like if I legitimately say, hey, Clove, I'll teach you how to fucking fire a cannon, and then if she wants to, maybe she gets that
Sure.
as something, isn't it?
This is all still getting a little bit above board, so though, but still. Okay, so I mean,
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
are still teleporting, so I'm just giving you like a brief look of it. I wanted to make sure it ran on everyone's computers, honestly.
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Cool. All right. I think that's going to wind down our session, unless anyone has anything pressing.
Don't believe so.
I do not. Aaron, sometime this week or before next session, if you have some time, I would love to get together and discuss some ideas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We can make that work.
I just want to say, great session, man. It was a nice, good little twist you had there with the ring and everything like that, and I thought you ran a great session.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I wanted to make it not as like RP heavy. I had this scenario in my mind of this happening, but yeah, it worked out where you guys planned a lot, man.
Can we have like a type 15 RP at the beginning next time though? That way we can
Definitely. No, this definitely
actually decompress that everybody just ended up on the ground and had a freak out.
Yep. Yeah, and that's where it ended.
RP.
It really ended that way, yeah.
RP is my favorite.
All that happened was I got bumped, and then it's like,
well, no, and yeah, he still solved it through the plans here, but yeah, like you didn't just suffer any negative consequences. But yeah, we'll definitely have a bit of RP to start the next session. But then I assume, I mean, it's like I showed you guys the ship, but you guys are just getting fucking teleported. So it's
we're right there. Yeah, so all
minutes.
you need to do is be like, we're on and we're in the room.
Yeah,
we're ready to go.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to set up like everything, like all the rings and everything, like everyone converging, and then boom, you get some exposition, and we're fucking party on, Garth. It's getting hairy.
Hey, Aaron, can I talk to you after? Just you and I?
Yeah, the only reason I got to talk to you is because, like you said, if there are rules, then I can do the quote unquote navigator thing. If there are rules.
Yeah, I'll make sure that's given. All the roles and stuff are known to everybody beforehand. Yeah, that's something we'll converge on.
And then command bonus action would be dope because that would.
I'm pretty sure that's what it'll be. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the most logical thing, because you got a crew on a galleon, especially like this, you got fucking 20 guns or 10 guns. You're not fucking around. You're gonna have a crew of probably 60. So yeah, you're gonna need to be able to delegate because you're the captain. But I'm not gonna make you go, oh, turn to bow, turn to stern, 40. I'm not gonna make you learn anything. Okay. Like when the combat happens here, it's gonna be
quick. Yeah, I'm just making sure because that way I know I won't get too goobery in it. So
cool. All right, gang. Sorry for keeping everyone a little bit over. That'll be it for tonight. I will talk to everybody, I'm sure, before the next session. But is anyone not okay with the next session being the 20?
Let me get for me.
It's 2 weeks from today.
Yep, should be good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's if not, of course, just shout it in the Discord. But otherwise, all right, gang. Thanks so much.
All right, good job, everyone.
Do you want-
Nice game.
Yep.
Do you
Thanks,
want me-
everyone.
Do you want me to stay on there so we can talk or no?
I'll hit you up in a minute.
Okay, no problem.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah.
See ya.
Game Master